right, we're rolling. This is TTBoy TV. Today we have one of the sweetest
Aww,
sexes. I really always thought of her as like a sex goddess,
thank you.
and she's just so nice. And it was nice of her to come today and spend time with us. Please welcome the beautiful Briana Banks.
Hey, you guys. I am so excited to be here today. I love doing interviews. I love talking to my fans. And you know what? I really appreciate the support you give me, and you make me try harder every single day that I am in this industry. So kudos and keep it up because you are my backbone, and I appreciate it so much.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And that's for me too. All the fans, peace. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, how long has it been since I've seen you?
Wow, I was with Vivid and we did the scene in, God, were we,
Probably like 2000 or something like that. You think?
no, because I signed with Vivid in 2001 and we did a few Gonzos and I did one Vivid film with you, I want to say,
Really?
for Shishi LaRue and about, like, no,
No, I think we did
Jerome
my
Tees.
scene.
Oh, yeah.
My scene for me, one of your first scenes, and then I did a scene at a house. I think around 2000, but I don't know if it was for Vivid. Maybe, huh?
I signed in June 2001. I signed with them.
Okay.
Was on the cover of ABN Penthouse, and then I went and got my tits done a week after, or a week before I got,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, June 2001 was a huge month for me.
So you-
Jill wanted me. BCA wanted me. Vivid wanted me. I was getting offered Porsches. And, Bobby said, go with Vivid. I've been with them. And, I'm glad I did. Other than that, I wished I could have been on more sets for, like, Digital Playground wanted me. But, Vivid was, like, the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Even though Wicked's still around and they use condoms, I just think Vivid was... And I made the girls step it up. I was the only girl that done 800 scenes when they signed me. Oh, yeah.
What?
2 years at Gonzo, 2 scenes
Come
a day.
on.
Yeah, they only signed girls that had never done anything.
800 scenes you did that quick?
In 2 years, yes.
Wow, that's serious.
Yeah, I was like, I'd never seen like $1,000 cash in my hand in my entire life. I kind of got like Nick. I kind of,
So,
you know what I mean. I'm not prejudiced. I just got rich, not wealthy, but I got rich, and I got hooked on the money. And
well, let's start from the beginning, if you don't mind.
it's what?
Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
I want to know where you were born.
I was born in München, Germany. I moved from there to London, England when I was 6. Lived there for 2 years.
Why were you there? I mean, what was
My
going on?
mom's full Italian. My dad's full German. So I was not an army brat, which people assume. But my dad was 14 years older than my mother, 5'7". My mom was 5'3". She was like arm candy. That's basically, he was on his third wife already. And he was really mean, so she left him in the middle of the night when he was on a business trip and moved us to California, me and my sister.
From London to California?
Mm-hmm.
So from Germany to London. How long did you stay in London?
2 years. I went to private school. I mean, when I moved to LA, I went to McDonald's and ordered a cheeseburger and Crispies, please.
Yeah.
Everyone look at this little snot. But I mean, I went to private school for 2 years. It was very important for my father to see that I had perfect manners. Like, my fork had to be lined up at a time to say, take my plate away. Like, I was very intelligent for a little girl. Or
really?
I paid the price, so yeah.
Huh.
But I don't remember much about Germany. Only I went every summer to visit my dad. I remember England like everything. My bedroom, my bedroom, my house, my everything, my school, my friends. I kind of wish I'd stayed because my life would be so different. I'd have kids, a husband.
Really?
I might not have been happy, probably not. I get bored with guys pretty fucking easily, to be honest.
Huh? So, what kind of friends did you have? How old were you before you moved from London to California?
2. I was in England for 2 years.
2 years, so 8 years old, maybe.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I had a pretty good group of friends. I
Yeah.
mean, we were all prude private school girls, but when I moved here, I was a nerd because I had braces from top to bottom, and I used to put the colored bands in because I thought that was really cool to wear orange for Halloween.
In your braces.
Yeah,
Wow,
and then I had a headgear.
you're ahead of your time. I know some people are doing their teeth like colors now.
Well, I had a headgear. They wanted me to
Oh,
wear to
shit.
school. I'm like, I'm not going to end up in the dumpster every day. I am not wearing that. So in my sleep, I would tear it out of my mouth because I would have got beat up every day if I wore that to school. So when I came back for 11th grade, I said, take these off me. And they said, you're not ready. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going into 10th grade with a water bra, padded underwear, and no braces.
Padded underwear.
Yeah, I was a virgin until I was almost 17.
But why did you have
16.
padded underwear?
Because I had no butt. I could
I gotcha.
I could eat a pound of pasta and I wouldn't gain weight anywhere. So it was like constantly eating just to keep the weight I had on. I was 105 pounds and 5'10". And that was not starving, so yeah.
And your breasts.
Well, yeah. I'm just like used to them. They're so nice though. Like it's been 4 years, but like they finally dropped and they almost look like real,
But I mean,
minus the 110 pound they're on.
the truth is that I've been with a lot of women, and your breast, I'll never forget them. Natural, right? They were so nice, so perfect, so came straight out. Just great skin tone, great look, and the nipple, everything was just like perfect, just like the best Playboy model naked you ever saw. Those breasts were beautiful, unbelievable.
I think my whole hang up was that I got into speed a little bit when I was like 17 because my sister's boyfriend was dealing it out of my studio apartment. Luckily, I never got...
Well, 17, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, I got an apartment at 16. I ran away at 14 years old with my 12-year-old sister.
Why?
Because my mom used to beat us all the time. I would get beat, actually.
With what?
Dishes thrown at my head, furniture smashed over my head. I'd have to stand in the corner and bounce books, and if one fell, I had to start all over again.
Are you fucking kidding me? Because you want to hear something crazy? My father did that to my stepsister.
Oh, it's awful.
She would have to have the books on her head. That's an old school trick.
But I mean, it's brutal. Like, it's so hard to
You can't move.
still. Yeah.
And he used to stick her in a bucket. Don't move with the books.
Oh, man. I wasn't even allowed a doorknob because my mom thought I was up to something. Like, so I had paper over my doorknob. And, yeah, no privacy. I wasn't allowed a phone, TV. I was a latchkey kid. And my job was to go home, clean, cook, take care of my sisters. And then
Sisters?
I have a stepsister. When we moved to California, we moved in with my stepdad, and we were renting a room. And, of course, my mom got pregnant by him because that's just my mom, And it didn't work out. When I left home, the court said in order for when I turned 18, I emancipated 16, 18, I took custody away from both my parents so they could never bother her again. Because she went to school and the police would show up and arrest her for being a runaway.
Wow.
I'm like, you guys
How old you said she was when you were doing that?
She's 2 years younger than
2,
me.
okay.
Yeah, so once I took custody away, she could finally get her diploma. And, I've spoiled her way too much. She's kind of a brat, but I love her. But I mean, I was a kid raising a kid. I wanted her to have everything I didn't have. I bought her cars. I wanted her to, like, really enjoy life in her childhood because I didn't get to. So, yeah, she turned out pretty good, I would say, considering all the shit my mom put us through.
I want to hear some more of that stuff because that sounds like some really gnarly, interesting torture.
Yeah. My mom couldn't get a bank account, so every time it was time to pay rent, she had about 1,000 records, and it was in one of them, and I had to search for it. And when I didn't find it, then it was books. I used to get so mad, like, just buy a safe, mom, or she wouldn't get a bank account because it's the taxes she owed. But yeah, it was interesting. I used to love to cook, clean, all that. And then when you're forced to do it, like when your mom passes out drunk every holiday and you have to finish Easter, Christmas, every single meal, you start to resent cooking and cleaning. So for 10 years, I'd pay my sister to do it because it brought back just all those memories of her dumping my drawers on the floor for no reason, just so that I'd have to refold them all because one thing wasn't folded right.
Are you serious? I heard of stories like that.
She was a control freak to the fucking the worst control freak ever. I've never seen anything like it. Not even OCD could describe what she had.
Wow, what do you think the problem was?
I think that she did it basically so that to show her power because I was getting bigger than her every day. And,
5'3", right? You
yeah.
said.
And when I hit 5'9", and it was like, what am I so afraid of her? She doesn't even hurt me when she hits me. Like, it's like, did you touch me? I'm not sure. She was so little.
Did you tell her that?
No, I just pinned her. I grabbed her arms and I pinned her to the ground. And I looked her in the eye and said, you will never touch me or my sister again. Is that clear? And she just stared at me because she couldn't believe I was talking back to her. I said, I'm going to get up. I'm like, Lorraine, pack a suitcase. We're out. She's like, we're just going to leave. I'm like, yeah, we're out. And she packed a suitcase. For 2 years, we went in and out of our friends' windows when their parents went to bed. And then a couple times slept up at the cross in a tent. Like, I was homeless.
16 this is, or how old?
I was 15 at the time.
15. Wow, that's real deal.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're not fully developed mentally, so it's kind of hard.
It was really hard. I didn't get to see Hayden. I didn't know the court said I had to be there in order for mom to visit. They put me in the middle and said that I had to be there for every visitation. I'm like, I was a 16-year-old girl, you know what I mean? And my mom would make the appointments and then not show up. So my sister was, at 6 years old, swing for hours waiting for us. And she hated me for 13 years because she thought I had something to do with it. And she went through MySpace, like 100 accounts before she found the real one that was me. People actually pretended they were me, even though they knew the situation. But we reconnected after 13 years, which was so uncomfortable.
That's your mom, you're saying?
My stepsister.
Stepsister, okay.
Yeah, she hates my mom. I mean, I was really mad when I found out what my mom had done, but she has a very bad disease with alcohol, and I am an alcoholic myself. So I finally understand why she couldn't quit. It's not that easy.
Really?
You have to want it more than life itself, because if you don't, it will kill you. It was slowly starting to kill me,
Huh. What does it do? What does it do for you, really? When you drink it?
I guess I did it because, I'd always go out to parties with everyone, and they could all drink casually. So I'm like, what's a couple drinks? But I'm not a casual drinker, One glass turns into the wine because I can't let that go to waste, right? And then I come home, oh God, there's more vodka. We can't let that go to waste. But I just felt like shit all the time, and I looked like shit. When I left this industry, I looked 10 years older than I do now. I was just so over it. 15 years of porn. I didn't like doing scenes, and once you lose your passion, it shows, like, in your eyes, in your scene. You just are going through the motions.
Wow.
I stopped having orgasms. It was, not fun. But 5 years away with no anal and a guy that sucked in bed, I came back and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, so back to that not little incident, but the serious thing, you know what I mean? So your heart was breaking, you're young, and you're on your own. I mean, how do you feel emotionally?
Right now?
No. Back then, when you ran away from home, I mean, this is rough.
I was just hurt. I mean, I wrote like a letter, a suicide letter before I left. I mean, I don't think I would have done it, but I wanted my mom to find it, because I wanted her to know how much I was hurting. Because I got molested for a year straight when she went to rehab by her douchebag boyfriend, and I never told her. I always slept on the bottom bunk so that I would get it and not my sister, and I pretend I was sleeping.
How old were you?
I was 8 years old, all the way till I was almost 9.5. And I took it every night, never said a word. And then I came home one day from school. My sister was in his bed. And I knew, right then and there, I knew that he'd been doing it to both of us. And then I'm like, did he do it to fucking Hayden? It made me want to throw up in my mouth. And
Just having sex with him?
I don't think he had. I don't know if he had sex with me or just his fingers, because I like closed my eyes and tried to tune out what was going on. But definitely hurt. I didn't bleed though. But I wanted him caught. He showed up in my house and I opened the door and I looked at him. I said, "Hey, mother," because my best friend woke up with her shirt over her head and he was fondling her breasts, like at my house. And so I said, "If you ever show up at my house again, I will call the police so quick your head will spin and you're going to go to jail for a long time. So don't ever, ever contact my mother again." Well, what did they do? They contacted his daughter at school, and I know he touched her too. So she lied, so everything fell apart. I had him on the phone saying, "Just say sorry for the games you used to play." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "You don't know what I'm talking about, really? The games you used to play that hurt me, and you played dumb, and it had been too long to prove." So I had to let it go, but it makes me sick to think that he watches any of my pornos.
So your mom,
She
what
went
did,
out.
what does she do for a living?
Sad. She's got full-blown cirrhosis. She's 63, and she lives. I paid her rent for 10 years, and that's like 10 years, $1,000 a month, $100,000, and she never got a job, never went back to get help. I was enabling her to be drunk, so. When she got kicked out, I said, "No more. I'm done. You need to figure it out. You're a 60-year-old woman. And so she's in Ventura in a old person's home for 80-year-olds and stuff. She's very obese, and, I love her, but I don't think she has a lot of time left, not with all the health conditions she has.
Did she influence you, think? Are you real sweet behind closed doors, or are you kind of rough and tough because of her roughness?
No. I think I learned a lot from her, actually. I would never lay my hands on another human being ever unless it was like fake. I hit my sister once. We were boxing, and we swung till we couldn't swing anymore. And all the guys were cheering because our shirts came off, and you really couldn't stop that. But after that, I felt like a horrible person. It's like, I can't believe I put my hands on my sister. Like, that is not acceptable. And I decided I didn't want to drink anymore because that's not who I am.
When was that?
That was when I was 16.
Okay.
Other than that, never ever have I hit anyone. So it hurt too. Fuck, it hurt.
Hurt your hand?
Have you seen my bony little fingers?
Yeah. Show them. Show them right here.
Look at these bony little fingers.
They're small.
They said that my fingers are long. They said I was going to be a piano player when I was born.
Oh, yeah? Oh.
Yeah. Wouldn't that have been fun? Not.
Maybe.
I wanted to be a runway model, but I used to be 5'11" back then. And then Kate Moss came around, and 5'9" was the new it. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, you guys did it.
But I would have just been another runway model. At least this, I stood out,
Yeah.
So. And I grew up on camera. I'd never been with more than one guy.
I want to hear that. Yeah, hold on a second.
Okay.
So, in school, were you popular in school?
I could have been, but I was best friends with Cassandra since 4th grade, and she was overweight. But she gave me her chili cheese Fritos on recess, and I had food stamps. So after that, we just became inseparable. And I dated the most popular senior. He Baxter for Black Fly, and everyone thought he was so hot. And I choked on my burrito when he walked up to talk to me because I couldn't breathe. I'm like, oh my God, is Max Mazzella talking to me?
Max Mazzella?
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
Decimus Meridius III was his full name.
That's a cool ass name.
Yeah, but after 2 weeks of not letting him go down my water shirt, my bra, because it was a water bra, he dumped me. So, you know, he was after one thing and one thing only. So,
Well, I mean, can you blame him? You're pretty sexy.
yeah, but I mean, we got together after that. Like, you know, it was just once I was a little more experienced, I just wanted him to know how good I was and anybody missed out on.
Well, from experience, you know, I mean, I thought, you know, the truth is the scene that we did together, I probably watched it 100 times.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
It's a good scene, right? We'll talk more about that later, but...
Wasn't it Comeback Pussy or what was
No, well, I might have put in that one too, but it was 18 and Nasty number 11, yeah.
Yeah.
Tara Patrick and you and you're the big stars
and
on it.
Lita.
Who?
Lita Chase.
Yeah.
She was my best friend. We met on set, and then after you left, she talked me into doing a blowjob on her husband. You know, I was like, I should have known right then they were total swingers, and I was not into that at that point. But she was nice, and a week later, I flew to Florida.
Who was that?
Lita Chase. You may know her from Lord's Enterprises.
Oh.
One of the biggest.
You can talk. It's okay.
One of the. I don't want to.
Okay.
We don't talk anymore, but let's just say the biggest.
From some kind of organization.
Yeah, she's a badass biker bitch. I wouldn't fuck with her.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I also don't want to be wrapped up in all that, so I stay away.
So you were started. How did you get started? I mean, how did you make your way into the business?
I was actually working at Lamppost Pizza and going to school at night because I wanted to graduate on time. And then I got, at 18, I went to Farmers Insurance, and I scored so high that they gave me a position making $15 an hour with a high school diploma, which is a lot in 1997.
97.
Yeah. And,
you started in 97, you're saying?
In 99, I started porn. I started porn because they fired me because I was the youngest, hottest girl there. Like, all of my bosses hated me because they were all, like, in their 40s. And all of a sudden, I walk in and everyone's staring at me. And it's not my fault. I didn't dress slutty at all. But I came up one day and my box was on my desk with all my belongings. And I was like, what's going on? They're like, it's just not working.
After
like,
2 years?
Yeah, after 2 years.
That's just a pizza place. What's the big deal?
No. This was Farmers.
Farmers Insurance. Excuse me.
I quit that for Farmers. I quit Lamppost, but I couldn't believe it. You know, I had medical, dental, everything. And then, rent was due, and I didn't have the money, so I saw make $1,000 a day doing nude modeling. And I was like, well, I mean, I guess I could.
Where was that ad?
It just had an address and what time to be there.
No, but where did you see it? What magazine or newspaper or online really wasn't kicking off then?
I want to say, I don't remember. I think it was just a regular newspaper because it was just black and white.
LA Times maybe or
yeah, just something you got out of the newspaper stand still.
Okay.
And so I show up and there's like 4 sex scenes being shot at once, jacuzzi, and I'm like, I can't do this. I've only been with one guy with the lights off and missionary.
Oh, hold on. One guy?
I was only with one guy before I got in porn. He was 3 years older than me, and he got the chick pregnant that he was cheating on me with the whole time we were together, and that was it. I just cut all my hair off and said, fuck it, I'm going to join the Army or I'm going to get in porn. Thank God I didn't choose the Army. Can you imagine me?
Oh, that was not good. So, you one guy, how old were you when you guys had sex?
I was 16. He was 19. And we were together for 3 years, and then I kept catching him cheating on me, and I kept taking him back because I really thought I loved him.
Did you?
Now that I look back, no. How could I love somebody that cheated on me? God knows how many people he cheated on me with. You know what I mean? But I think it was more that I didn't want her to have him. She got the same truck as him when she turned 16 for mommy and daddy. She got her boobs done. She got lipo. And then, like, to have his kid, I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I can't. She's in my life now forever. I said to him, not only do you have to deal with her, so do I. So I just said, I don't want to deal with it, and I walked away.
Well, so how was the first time? That's the main question. Your first time, you're 16. How was it?
Awful. He had a little penis, tiny, and I mean, not like I had a big vagina because nothing but a tampon had ever been up there. But I didn't even know there was a difference between a pee hole and a vagina hole. My best friend had to hold a mirror and show me what to do because I was so like. I never even looked at my pussy with the mirror. Most girls do, not me. So, yeah.
Which I must say is one of the prettiest pussies I have ever seen.
Pat calls it the foat. Fattest of all time.
Yes, it's one of them. And I'm all into puffy ones. So if you don't got a puffy one, I'm not really interested.
Mine's like a hamburger. It's so
beautiful.
Puffy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't like slits either.
Oh, no.
They're only good for tongue fucking. That's about it.
I made a movie one time called The Puffy Pussy Adventures. Mm-hmm. Dr. Camel Toe's Puffy Pussy Adventures.
I agree.
Right? And from the sky, a voice came out like God says, beware of the flat pussies. And I was like, ah! Anyways, so that's the whole thing.
Do they feel different?
Not really.
I know how to squeeze.
Really? Oh.
So, yeah, I do my Kegels.
Wow.
So, it's like, I don't know how, it would probably be a lot harder if you had like a flat, like a Barbie doll pussy, I call it.
But I don't like them.
Mystery meat.
If they're not fat, like I said, forget about it. But yours is definitely one of the prettiest. So the guy had a very small penis.
Yes, very small penis, and but I really liked him, so I could visualize. You could use my imagination to get off.
What's small? Show me. Show the camera.
No, if he's watching, he knows who it is.
Nobody knows his name.
Like here.
So you're saying that's about 2 inches long?
That's hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he Chinese?
No, he was Mexican. John Valdez.
Oh, well.
He's not listening to this.
Okay.
Me. He's got married with 6 kids now.
No shit.
With different girls, yeah. But
So you weren't fulfilled?
No, I mean,
if he didn't cheat on you all those times, would you stay with him?
Only because I was afraid to be alone. I was never alone my entire life except the last 6 months. I was always had a guy waiting before I got the other guy out because I didn't want to be alone, and it took me 6 months to realize, like, I needed it so bad. Now I can order food off the menu. I read books again. I go to the gym every single day. I, hang out with my friends. Like, when I date a guy, I go all in, and that's my problem, is I become so codependent on them that I lose my own identity, and it's not okay. So that's why I've been, not dating and just, learning more and more about myself that I didn't even know. So
life is a crazy journey.
Right?
See, you think you know something. When you're younger, you think you really know. Oh, I'm smart. I'm slick.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
No, but you just think you're smart. But it goes up and down in the valleys of hell and high and up and down.
Yeah.
Right? No, I mean, not high, but just high levels of happiness or joy. Mm-hmm. And then low levels of hell, up and down. And then in these valleys, you start learning.
And the funny thing is, when you're like, I could never meet anyone as bad as that man, I happen to find him.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. We're going to talk about that. So here you are answering the ad, right? Tell me exactly how it happened.
Okay. So I pulled away 3 times went about a mile, turned back, turn back. I'm like, I have to do this. If I don't do this in 2 days, I'll have eviction notice. The cops are going to come in, take my sister and put her in juvenile hall. And, you know, they showed up, sure as hell. And Officer Street was my dare officer. And I was like the spokesperson. I was such a nerd. I had a dare jacket and I gave the speech and everything. And they came barging in and he opened the drawer with like my sister's boyfriend's scale, so much crack. And like and pipes and blow torches in my studio when I was 16. And he was 19, and he looked at it, and he looked at me, and like just shook his head, like, I'm so ashamed of you. Yeah, I knew exactly what he was saying, and he just shut it, and he said nothing here. He saved my ass. I would have been probably from juvie straight to jail for a long time, and he knew that. So
that was a cop did that for you?
Yeah, my dare officer. I was their best student. I just followed the wrong crowd. I got hooked. I had one hit and I was done. I mean,
so at 16 you got a hit of crack and you were done?
No, that was speed. I'm sorry.
Speed.
Crack was Jerry. And that's a whole different story. But yeah, I got down to like 95 pounds. Vivid wouldn't shoot me.
Well, don't talk about that one. But so this is way before Vivid. So
yeah, but I quit on my own. I
quit speed.
Yes, me and my sister, because I said we're gonna die, Lorene. Like I look like I'm never gonna get a modeling job. I have I scratch myself all the time.
At 16.
Yeah, I weigh 90 pounds. Like I spend all night making a bed, and then when the sun comes up, I spend all day taking it back apart. Like I'm going crazy. I knew I was, and
But why did you do that? What did it do for you, sexually or non-sexually?
It made me feel nothing. Oh. For once in my life, I didn't feel anger, sadness, regret, anything. It's just like anyone that's done crack knows what I'm talking about.
This is meth you're talking about.
Well, crack and meth.
Same.
No, I think crack is more a sexual drug if the guy can get it up. Speed is more just, tweaking, I guess. I just move furniture. I was like fucking Hercules. All of a sudden, people come home like, what happened? I'm like, I just rearranged the studio. There's not many things you can do with the studio. And I got matching futons with leopard sheets. I thought I was pimp. But when we were the only two white girls left, me and my sister, and I had my implants, I'm like, I think it might be time to move. I have a feeling that something bad's going to happen in the alley. So when I turned 18, I got the hell out of there and moved to the valley. And Jim Lane actually signed for my first apartment because he found out I was keeping all my money under my bed in a little lockbox because I didn't know anything about bank accounts. And he was like appalled. So he helped me get my he talked to the landlords. It was a little tiny apartment, but it was like way safer than living in Simi anymore.
So Jim Lane is actually Jim Powers.
Yes.
And Jim Powers was on the show about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I love him.
He's wonderful.
Yes.
What a personality and what a strong spirit and a great hustler, worker, a guy who has endured a lot, and he's still here.
Yeah.
He's great. And that was very nice of him to do that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's not many people do favors for you, but he didn't want to see me get robbed, and he was thank God.
Nice. So that's nice. I mean, you got a little luck here and there because the officer, you have to thank this officer. I'm going to thank him. Mr. Dare Officer, thank you for doing that for Briana.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That was
he saved my life. I would have gone to juvie and from there probably incarcerated. Yeah. I mean, there was 3 pounds of crack in that drawer.
Meth or speed, you're saying?
Yeah, and there's probably both. And I mean, it was like blow torches and scales and bag. I mean, definitely dealing stolen bikes hanging from the ceiling. He was known as the alley bandit. There was flyers of him all over the alley. Wow. And he thought wearing a pair of glasses with no screen, nobody would recognize someone. Like, you're such an idiot. So while I'm getting busted, me and Lorene interrogated, he's next door with a cup against listening. Like, what a man, right? You're gonna let your girl take the rap for you right now? I wasn't going to. I was waiting, and I was gonna.
All right. You're gonna snitch?
Well, yeah, he like attacked my sister right before they got there, so I maced him so hard he couldn't see. So he's hiding under a car out front, and I just waited until the cops say, "Do you know where he is?" I'm like, "Why don't you go look into that car out front, the burgundy one?" And he was like up in the engine trying to hang on, like he was like Tom Cruise or something, all 90 pounds of him. It was awesome, and I didn't have to see him for a few months because he went down for that. And I had to move because I had people showing up, throwing chairs at my window because they wanted their drugs and they wanted their money. And I had nothing to do with it. It was the Mexican mafia. You don't fuck with the Mexican mafia. So I had to move, which was the best thing anyway I could have done.
So then you're driving down the street, but you answered the ad, and the ad is...
Make $1,000 a day nude modeling. It didn't say porn, but once I got there, nobody had ever said I was pretty my entire life, ever.
Really?
Not even my own mother. So when they were interviewing me, I have like the interview, and I was so shy, I could barely talk, and
Who would you...
University co-eds with Brandon Irons, who I was so sad to hear passed away.
Oh yeah, he was a decent person, but I mean, who was the agent?
You know, Reagan Center. That was my first scene.
First scene was Reagan Center.
Once I signed with Vivid and he kept sending invoices, they would just return them.
Really? So Reagan Center was who you showed up to, probably in Hollywood or West LA, wherever it is.
You really did? Huh. Yes, and he had a bunch of like speed addict girls. Like he had an apartment where like all the girls that like didn't have a place to stay when they came to shoot would stay with him. But I don't want to think of what they had to do for rent money. You know what I mean? He was not a appealing man at all.
No, he wasn't an appealing man. But I have to say, he was very nice to me. And I don't know how. Was he nice to you or?
He never came on to me. It's just people didn't respect him, and if they don't respect him, they're not going to respect me.
He was always nice to me, and I liked him a lot. You know what I mean? And one time, I made the mistake. Mm-hmm. I called a mistake. Mm-hmm. Of he was at a party, Buck Adams' party, and I said, "Hey, don't mess with Jim's girls." Jim South, right? This is before your time.
I remember Jim South, but barely.
Yeah, but not, it wasn't your time. This was like 1992 or 4 or 5, I don't know, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. And I feel really bad about it, but I said, don't mess with me. He said, huh? I said, I'll take you outside.
Yeah.
And he said, okay. And I didn't really understand it, but I took him outside and I knocked him out. But I feel real bad about that. I'm sorry, Reagan.
He wanted to do a movie with me where we did a sex scene on a surfboard in the ocean. I'm like, I don't think that's possible. He's like, no, we'll attach it to my helmet. I'm like, I don't want to do it. No, that's not going to turn out good at all. Who wants to see people having sex on a surfboard?
I mean, so Reagan Center always had a
dirty, dandruffy look to him. I just wanted to bring my lint brush and lint him every time I saw him.
Yeah, I don't want to talk bad about him. Because I liked him. You know what I mean? But he didn't look like, he looked a little bit like he might have drank, but I don't seem like, when I talked to him, he didn't seem like he did drink. And his hair wasn't nice, like you said. He wasn't pretty, but he had spirit on him. You know what I mean? He seemed like he had endured a lot of bullshit.
When he met me, he saw money fucking symbols.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, what a jackpot you were to get, right? But he would always do this, He would always test the girls out, right? To make sure that but the truth is, just between me and you, I know that you might say, oh no.
Yeah, but he's the most ugly guy to test out with. Like, I mean, that's a real challenge. If you can get him off, you can get anyone off, right? I guess maybe that's why I did it.
But yeah, you did what do you call it, the interview, the Reagan Center interview?
Yeah, I guess that's what, or like the initiation to see if you can give a blowjob.
Oh, so it's just a blowjob?
Yes.
So sometimes he had sex with them.
I think that he probably, he had like 4 girls staying there. I think he'd had sex more than once that day because
Oh, yeah, okay.
it was like wham bam, 1 minute, thank you, ma'am. And
Oh, really?
nothing even came out. It was like, sweet. Because I didn't want to have to throw up. So I'd never swallowed a cum load ever.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I
And I'm pretty sure his wouldn't have tasted very good. He doesn't look like a very healthy eater, right?
I'm not that, thinking about those type of things with men, but if you say so, right? But anyways,
Yeah.
he, this is about you, but still, he is a part of, a little bit of
My
the
history.
adult history, your history, and he was an interesting guy, and his procedures were intelligent because there's a lot of times, believe it or not, that I hired a girl that was new, right? And she would go like this in a scene, right? And you're like, what? Here I am on a set with cameraman and location, right? It costs money, right?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Oh,
Hey,
my first scene, they had to ask me to make noise. I was just like, ooh, I didn't know dicks came in different sizes. And when Brandon pulls his out, I was like, oh, that's not going to fit at all. But yeah, crazy. He was like 5 times as big as my boyfriend. Then I had to act like I could still feel anything when I slept with him after. But we weren't dating, but... Yeah, I think that's why I have such a huge fan base because I did 2 years at Gonzo, and then I did 8 years with Vivid, and now I came back and it's like Gonzo's kinda, but not the Gonzo we knew. But yeah, I've like 3 generations of fans. It's crazy.
Yeah, so talk about that first scene. So you see Brandon's thing and it's pretty big, and
Yeah, I'm his stepsister, and I walk in on him masturbating. And I'd never even masturbated myself, and they wanted me to like masturbate and watching them, and I look so stupid. Like I'm like, ooh. Like this stupid ooh and I big full bottom underwear on, and yeah, I think I licked the tip like it was a like little Tootsie Roll. And yeah, it was interesting, and I wouldn't make noise at all. I didn't know how, and I'd never done it with the lights on, and suddenly there's spotlights on me, and everyone that was shooting came to watch my scene. So I was,
really? Wow.
they wanted to see if I was going to do a good scene, which I did not.
Or you were sexy. I mean, when I met you, you looked great, and that's pretty close to the same time. Mm-hmm. Right? I think it's very, very close.
I did my own makeup for that shoot, but I mean, when you're that age, you can get away with pretty much mascara,
Yeah. So, anyways, the scene with Brandon, how you did 3 positions and whatever.
Yeah, it was like a really long interview. It was funny. They asked me what I do in the dorms, and I was like, I don't know, and they're like, well, what are you majoring in? Business? What kind of business? Business, like news business. Like I totally was trying to get my way through it. They should have given me some clue as to what to say,
That's right. You look like a college girl, but in actuality, you're kind of in the dark underworld a little bit.
I was like the nerd of the college girls that got no action.
So you're doing the interview, and here comes Brandon, and he pulls out his thing.
He's laying in bed masturbating.
Oh, okay.
And I'm looking at him for around, and I'm just like...
Oh, he's masturbating, then you start masturbating?
He doesn't know I'm watching him.
Oh, okay.
And I have like a sweater on and little panties, and and then he sees me looking at him, and then I go, boom, chicka, boom. But yeah, it was, he was big. I was sore.
Yeah?
But he was very gentle, he didn't like Alexander's when he worked with me was trying to hurt me. I was crawling away up the bed trying to get away.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, Fabio, take it fucking easy, dude. Before I spray you with I can't believe it's not butter.
That's funny.
So, but no one's ever made my no list except Max Hardcore. He's like the only one.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about him in a second.
Yeah.
So, how many scenes have you done before we worked together?
Oh gosh, I think I did almost maybe my fifth scene with you.
Yeah.
So not like like 5. Yeah, and my first scene was, I think Briana was University Co-eds. My second scene was Elegant Angel. But then I did about, I'm the most published nude model in the world, even above Jenna and Tara. Like I have
Really?
about 900 magazine covers all over the world. I'm on Spanish Playboy, Swedish Playboy. Like I'm everywhere. So I used to love going to the newsstands and buying them because it was so awesome. Like, this is me. And just in case you didn't know, to the guy, these are me. I'll take 10 of them, please. You know, and I was big into motocross, so I'd give them free porno and magazines, and I got everything free. You know who Valentino Rossi is?
I've heard of it.
He is like, he was I'm 16, the fastest street bike racer in the world.
No, I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah, I was a Zimbrella girl, and I went to his trailer with security, gave him porn, and he signed my shirt. I want to ride you.
I bet.
And everyone was like, oh my God, that should be in a shrine. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, I like Tyler Evans, you know, I'm into like the metal militia more than like street bike racing, but.
So our scene together is the 5th scene.
Yes.
You think, right?
It was the 5th scene.
And here, I'm going to pull up a picture that I took.
I could
Your
not
short
believe-
hair, because you're pissed off, you said earlier, so you cut all your hair off.
Yeah.
Or most of it. And here it is. She came to me looking like this. So beautiful.
Brunette hair, and yeah, Charity. I had pigtails on there, remember?
Oh, yeah? Really?
Charity took out the pigtails because she showed up all porned out, and I looked like ridiculous next to her. So she took out the pigtails.
Sherry? Who's Sherry?
Lita Chase. I'll show
Oh,
you.
no, not for my set.
Yeah.
No.
We shot more than once, but I shot my first girl scene with you and her. I showed up not knowing there was going to be another
No, that
girl.
was a different time.
Yeah, but
So this is the time for me, the 5th scene.
Okay.
At my house,
Mm-hmm.
remember? Mm-hmm. Remember over there in Tarzana?
Mm-hmm.
On the pool table?
Yeah. Yes, I remember now.
All right, so we were on the pool table where you're in the chair, and anyways, how did you feel about that scene?
I used to love like working and like, you know, experimenting and learning what my body could do and like how good orgasms could get better and better. I didn't know they could get better and better. I had my first orgasm on camera, my first anal orgasm, my first clitoral orgasm, like everything.
So our scene, you had an orgasm?
Yes.
You remember it?
I don't remember like exactly how intense it was, but I'm sure it was intense because I didn't even know what an orgasm was till the industry because I never had one. So when you don't have one, you just start lying because you're like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I have an orgasm? I just like didn't understand why I hadn't had one yet. And it's just because the guys I was with didn't really care if I had one. Once they were done, they were done. They would roll over and go fucking to sleep.
Well, I think the truth is that the fruit that you bear is a high-level, high-powered fruit. So the average Joe...
I get really wet. You remember that,
no,
right?
but it's very good. So the average Joe cannot handle that high power, high quality of fruit.
They should pull out or slap their dick or do something. I'm gonna start doing it for them. Imagine I'm like, babe, pull out real quick. Bam.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's just the facts. I don't say this very often.
Yeah.
But the fruit on you is at the top of the chain.
Thank you. I'm just so happy that I'm such a well lubricated girl. I never have to spend money on lube, but I do want to try that Icy Hot. Have you tried it yet? The His and Hers. It's supposed to for her cool your vagina, and then for the guy make it warm. I don't know how.
Oh, yeah? Well,
I think it might feel good. Worst case scenario, you waste some $20.
but what is it supposed to do, really?
It two comes in two bottles, and the girls one is supposed to cool your pussy because it gets really hot and swollen, and then the guys is supposed to make your cock like warm. That's what I don't get. I don't know how good that would feel for the guy, but I mean, I'll try it. I'm trying to get this guy. I've only been seeing him a little bit, so I don't want to scare him off totally. He's already so excited that he gets to like shoot like porn with me without showing his face. I'm like, you're funny.
So, yeah.
I'm like, if you want to be on my OnlyFans, you got to step it up and not shit,
Oh, yeah.
because I don't want lame shit, you know, and keep it down. All they can hear is you going, oh my God, oh my God.
Really? Wow. What's the guy look like? He look like a stud? He looks kind of like a pud.
He's 6'6", 240 pounds,
Wow.
white guy, tatted.
He looks strong, but he can't handle the...
No. He's got a big dick, too.
Yeah?
He's just never... He's only shot twice now with the camera rolling. We got to figure out a way where he doesn't have to hold it, because last night he like pounded the shit out of me, but you can't film it, you know, while you're doing it, so we just threw the phone. But I got like a tripod, but not get his face in it, which is going to be difficult. And I'm not doing him with the Zora mask on like he suggested. I can't. Not going to turn me on at all.
Didn't you say earlier today, you told me before we got online, you said that you were having a good time, but your batteries broke or something happened?
Yeah, no, we shot all this stuff like a few days ago, and it wouldn't download onto my phone. We tried over and over. I deleted all this shit, and I had to end up going to the AT&T store. I still don't understand what happened. I think that a download didn't go through.
No, but you're saying the batteries on your vibrator went out.
Oh, yeah, I got to go to... I'm going to make him bring me tonight. If he wants to get in my butt, he's going to go buy me a vibrator. He bet me I can't take it. I'm like, really? You don't know me at all. I haven't had anal sex in over a year now. And I didn't have anal sex for 5 years while I was out, because the guy I was dating thought it was disgusting. So when I came back, I chose Manuel because he's good at it.
Yeah,
and,
how was he to work with?
Good. Him and a bunch of people shot the shit out of me, and then I wouldn't lower my anal rate because I don't want to be in Depends for $1,000 a scene, you know, when I'm 50. So, you know, I've done everything naughty and dirty that I could possibly do. I don't feel the need to like hurt myself at this time, you know.
So how was the scene with Manuel, though? How'd it go?
It was good.
I mean, did
Our first scene was an anal. I did my first scene with him, not anal, and then my first anal on and off camera after 5 years with him too. He's just like so good at what he does. I don't know. I guess he reassures you when he talks in your ear and stuff, so you relax.
Yeah.
And you forget that there's a big dick about to slide in you. And it's big.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, Bobby broke my jaw a long time ago. He, like, chucked me across the room. If you look at my face, you see it's not symmetrical anymore.
Wow.
And so I can't open my mouth like I used to, which sucks because that was what I was known for. So he's like, if you scrape my dick, I go to bite your clit off. That's what he said. I'm like, whoa now. I'm like, well, don't shove my face all the way down. I can only open my mouth so far. So, you know, I mean, I do a great blowjob, but you don't need to push my face that far down because you're going to hurt yourself, not me. Don't blame me.
Oh, so you worked with a lot of guys. Obviously, 800 scenes,
Yeah.
plus then Vivid. So out of all those actors, those, you know, performers, who were some of your favorite performers?
Eric Eberhard. I liked Kyle Stone. You know why? And people think it's weird. Because he was so honored to work with me. Like, he's like, she really wants to work with us. She picked me. And I was like, dude, he always has a hard on. I can walk in the room and look at me hard on. No Viagra. We do great scenes. You know, I found that the C-lister guys did amazing scenes because they were so happy to be working with me, where the A-listers were all conceited and, had attitude problems. And, I prefer to...
They had attitude problems?
No, they did. They thought they were better than, or, they'd, like, look at you like, ugh, like you have a chip in your toenail or whatever. Or
Really?
Joel Lawrence. I loved working with Joel. He was a funny guy, except when he forgot deodorant. But, or Evan... balls are always in the way. They're like, Evan, we can't see anything. Your balls are covering the whole shot. So I had a few favorites. Mark Davis, of course.
Yeah, Mark Davis is a very cool guy.
Yeah, and we did amazing scenes together. And who else? I didn't like working with a few people, but I'm not going to say their names. Pat Mime was great for anal. Who else? What girls did I like working with that I really enjoyed working with? I liked working with Jenna. We did a scene for Hustler, and it was in a bathroom, and so she held her piss in all day, and then I had thigh boots on, and it was on a toilet, and she peed down them. And I kept waiting for her to stop and waiting, and she wasn't stopping till it started overflowing. And then the layout came out, and they didn't put it in there. They said you have to be in nature. So I'm like, I got pissed on for no reason. I sent her a message last night reminding her of that.
Last night, really?
Yeah, because I put out, I'm selling a bunch of memorabilia. I have so many bobbleheads, action figures, condoms, posters,
Really?
guitars, snowboards. I mean, everything. So, and I have 1 million copies. So I said I'm selling one of these. Too bad you guys don't get to see what really happened, but I didn't say. And she just put LOL on my DMs. So we're cool again because we weren't cool for a long
Really?
time.
Oh, wow.
She sold my website. Jay sold my website for $1 million to Playboy. All the Club Jenna girls got their website sold when Jay left her. So I was upset. Yeah. And I went on a Twitter war with her, not knowing that Twitter was viral. And I called her names, and she's like, well, if you weren't such a junkie, I might have tried to sell it to you, but which she wouldn't. And Playboy wouldn't sell it to me for less than $1 million. So, plus there's no money in it anymore anyway. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do the many. Do you know much about ManyVids and Pornhub and all that?
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to start researching that because I got to do something. I won't feature dance ever again.
No? Oh, yeah, we're going to get to some of those stories.
Yeah.
But here's Briana. What year do you think that is?
That was actually, give me a minute. That was about 3 years ago.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? That's 3 years ago.
I believe so.
Looks nice. And look at that. That's got to be like about 15 years ago. That one?
Oh, God, yeah. Jay took that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
It was 15 years ago. How beautiful. What a great model. You look great.
Thank you.
So.
Watch. It's a box cover.
That's nice. And what was this? The other day? That's cool. No?
It's called My Mom's a Nymphomaniac.
No, that was a few days ago, or?
Yeah, that's like my favorite makeup ever. I just like the makeup and the outfit. They told me to bring MILF attire. That's all I brought.
Oh yeah, well it looks.
It's a sexy one.
Look at that. You take hair is done. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you. That's my mom's a nymphomaniac, just like me.
I'm coming back from retirement just to work with you.
Right.
Okay, so let's go back.
Okay.
So you get this contract. How did the contract come about with Vivid?
I got contract offers from Jill, from BCA, from Vivid, and Bobby's trying to be the negotiator. He's like, you should ask for a Porsche. Like Joe Kelly was gonna get me a Porsche.
Really?
And
Wow.
I'm like, I don't need a fucking Porsche. You know what I mean? I'll just crash it. I'm glad I went with Vivid because Jill didn't last much longer after that. But, BCA shut down. I was there 8 years with Vivid. I was the longest ever standing Vivid girl. And I made all the girls step it up because I'm the only girl that did anal, DP, ass to mouth. Like I was known as the dirty Vivid girl, the pretty girl that did the nastiest scenes.
Right. Look how sexy you were. I mean, it's really interesting. The thing is that it's very rare, really truthfully rare, for a girl that did 800 gonzo scenes to go into Vivid. That's very, very, almost
They
never.
called me in.
They called you in. So, like, that's really crazy.
They knew Bobby was dating me, so they, we want to speak to Briana,
Because sometimes you might think, as a producer or a distributor, you might say, you know what, she shot out. You might think that. So from you getting that opportunity, that's really amazing, I think, you know what I mean? And not that you're not beautiful as any of those girls there, right?
Yeah.
And
they all looked down on me, though. It's funny because I'm like, you know what? Just because I did great scenes and you've never done one, don't look down on me. I liked sex. I loved my job. It's like, I get paid to fuck. Who could ask for more?
That's a great attitude.
Right?
So how was it working with Steve? He's the owner.
I never fucked Steve.
No, I said, how was it not working with... No, he doesn't do scenes. How was it working for Vivid?
You know what? I never really communicated with Steve. Every year I'd go in his office and renegotiate. And, everyone, like, Bobby would really coach me. He's like, if you ask, he will give it to you. You're his biggest selling girl. So I'd go in there every year and ask for another $5,000 on top of what I was making. So we would cut one movie out of my contract. So I never made over $150 a year, but I was dancing 3 weekends a month. So, I mean,
Wow.
I'm worth $3 million on the internet if you look anywhere. So had I not met Bobby Vitale, I would be $3 million richer right now. It's almost depressing when I read that shit. I'm like, really? 3 million? It couldn't even just be $500,000. 3 million.
So, but they don't really know it for sure about the internet. They don't know how much you really are worth.
Well, I know how much I made. They used to have to push it off with a broom.
Yeah, so you were dancing on the weekends. How much did you make on a weekend?
I would make $1,500 for 3 songs. I'd do 3 shows a night. So I was making probably about $400,000 a year, and that doesn't include pussy molds, anything extra, magazines. This is just for feature dancing and for doing scenes.
So people don't really know this, okay? But I know, you know what I mean? And you know.
Yeah.
But, all right, so you're getting paid for 2 days. That sounds like $9,000 for the dancing. But there's
3 days I'd come in.
For 3 days. Oh, so that's going to be $13,500.
Yeah.
Okay, so $13,500.
Yeah.
Plus
lap
all
dances.
The Polaroids.
Yeah.
Tips. Blah blah blah.
Movies, shirts, lap dances were $500 a piece. I was so scared. Bobby taught me how to do one, and he's like, "Fuck them with their eyes." He's like, "Do you want like bumps all over your ass like the rest of the girls? Don't grind them. Just look them in the eyes. That's all you got to do." And once I learned that they don't care how I dance, I got over it. And they had to kick everyone out and then sell tickets again to let it back in because Asian men fucking love me. I don't know why.
Well, I love you. Come on, everybody loves you. Why not love you? Come on. So how much did you make on those Polaroid, blah, 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 per the 3 days? What do you think you were, because that's cash.
I was coming home with between $20,000 to $30,000 a trip. Because that's 3 days at $1,500 a show, 3 shows a night. Plus, I'd sign at an adult store while I was there, do a radio show. Back end, I would sell out absolutely. Lap dances, champagne room. I mean, I was making so fucking much money.
So basically, you're telling me because you're doing 3 weekends a month.
Yeah, Bobby way overbooked me. I mean, I was like, I looked so ripped. I mean, I could do like 500 pull-ups, no problem. I was so ripped.
So that's my math says that's between $60,000 to $90,000 a month.
Yeah,
right?
I try not to think about
So
it.
6 times 12 is 720. So that's $720,000 plus the Vivid contract, which is $150, which makes $870.
Yeah.
So you're making almost $1 million.
And then magazines.
And magazines, and still who knows whatever. That's $1 million almost a year.
And my website was making $3,000 a month through Club Jenna.
Oh, so there you go, almost $1 million.
We shot every 2 weeks.
Really?
Yep.
I love Jay and Jenna. So, but so that's great money. It's beautiful. So let's go back. How did you meet this so-called Bobby? Nobody really knows who Bobby is.
Well, everyone knows who the fuck Bobby is.
Well, I don't
he
know.
destroyed Nikki Tyler too. I'm not the only one.
So how'd you meet him?
I worked with him.
He was an actor, Bobby Vitale.
Yeah, he was the first ever contract Vivid guy, contract Vivid boy, whatever.
Well, they say Stephen St. Croix says he was the first.
Yeah.
And Steve St. Croix was before Bobby. So,
well,
but people talk,
I hated working with Stephen St. Croix because he had to crack a joke about everything, and it bothered me. But yeah, I thought Bobby was really hot. I thought he was Italian, and I thought his name was Bobby. So we ended up hooking up one year at AVM. And, he talked me into driving home with him. He had a brand new truck, the white truck, remember, that he fucking destroyed. But, we talked the whole ride home, and I was like, wow, this guy's really cool, I didn't know anything about his addictions or his demons. And, we got back to my house, and things just escalated. And you know how I ended up trying crack? This is the stupidest story ever. I've been cheated on by so many guys that we got in a fight, and I heard him on the phone, and there was a girl. And right away, I'm like, motherfucker's cheating on me.
Flashback, right?
Yeah. So he got all white, and he's like, I swear to God, it's not what it looks like. I'm like, well, tell me, because it looks pretty bad right now for you. And he's like, I was going to relapse. I was so mad. I was going to go get high. And then I said, prove it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I still didn't believe him.
Yes.
So we went to the hood and got the crack and came back.
What hood? I'm interested.
Columbus, like the ghetto. I haven't been there.
I know a lot of ghettos. But East LA or downtown?
No, more like near Sepulveda, kind of like Van Nuys area.
The Valley.
Yeah, I mean, bad area. I watched him get jumped by 6 guys one time in my truck, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sepulveda.
He brought me with him to these ventures.
So, you guys go score.
Yeah. I gave away one of my TVs, and I watched him get jumped by all these guys, and all these girls started running towards me. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I set off the alarm, and they all run.
But this is the first time you're scoring?
Oh, no.
No, talk about the first time you scored.
We went so many times.
No, the first time. We're talking about the first time you did it.
No, the first time he went alone. And
he went alone.
Back with
came
it.
back.
And so he proved himself, and then me being the drug addict I am.
So what do you do?
He should have just dumped it down the sink right then and there. He should have showed me and dumped it down the sink, but drug addicts don't do that. So as soon as I said, I kind of want to try it, game on. He didn't stop me. He's like, are you sure this? Yeah, I don't know if you want to do this. I'm like, I want to try it at least once. I didn't know that it was going to be the demise of me, for a long time.
Did he try it in front of you first or no?
No,
you tried it.
If I had seen his O face, I wouldn't have fucking tried it. His reach, I always called it his.
Yeah.
He'd sit on the toilet, what? You just take a dump, take his pants down, take a hit, and then he's like, "Do you hear that?" I'm like, "Hear what?" He's like, "The sirens, they're coming." I'm like, "Dude, I'm going up to my room. No, you're weird." And, I took my first hit, and I was like, oh, my God. I was like, this is amazing, but it's like, what do they call it? Chasing the dragon. Even if you don't shoot it up, it's never the same. And,
that's what they say from your first hit or something?
Yeah, and I OD'd a lot. I mean.
Really? How would you overdose? Because it's
because I weighed 100 pounds.
100 pounds?
And I didn't eat. And we were at the Marriott or the Marriott on Topanga or the Radisson. I think it's a Marriott. The Hilton. and we were on the top story, and I took a hit, and all of a sudden he said I fell off the bed and started flopping and foaming at the mouth, like for 5 minutes straight. And he thought he killed me. And I just sat up all of a sudden, and my eyes opened, and I like wiped my mouth, and I went straight for the pipe. I had no recollection of what had just happened, and he kept grabbing it from me, and I was getting pissed off. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, motherfucker, you greedy motherfucking piece of shit. I was mad, and he kept grabbing it from me, and his eyes, I'd never seen his eyes so big. Like, he looked like he saw a ghost. And I was soaking wet. I realized all of a sudden, why am I soaking wet? Like, I'm freezing. The mattress is on the other side of the room. Like, what happened? He couldn't talk till the next day. That's how traumatized he was. And the next day I asked him, and he said, you really don't remember? I'm like, no. He's like, you OD'd, and I thought I killed you. I had opened the window, was going to call 911 and jump out it if you didn't wake up when you did. I'm like, really? That's awesome. So thank you, But yeah, I got close to dying a few times. And yeah, it didn't faze me. You know what I mean? It's like,
you just kept going.
Yeah, I'm like, I just won't take as many hits, or I'll take littler hits. But it's not that. It's what's in the fucking batch you got,
So
rat poison. You don't know what you're inhaling.
Oh, I see. So maybe it was some garbage.
He had a blowtorch. He had a blowtorch, a scar. Did you ever see that on his nose? Nobody would work with them because they didn't know what it was. But yeah, he went to light the pipe, and he lit the tip of his nose instead.
Wow.
And
it healed though, of course, right?
Yeah, and he had me tattooed all the way down his arm. It was like a layout, and he was the gun, and I was wrapped around him. I told him not to do it. I'm like, I'll never get your name on me ever. I'm not a fool. And he did it anyway, and he tried to burn my face off, and that came back too.
Tried to burn your face off? What do you mean?
With the blowtorch.
Why?
Because he didn't want my face on his arm anymore. And it came back.
Oh, he tried to burn it off of him?
Yeah.
Not off of you?
No.
Okay, so...
He was crazy. He almost electrocuted me with electric clippers. I look over, and he had... I've never seen the devil in someone's eyes. I saw it that day. I'm like, I'm going to die. He's going to throw those clippers in the bathtub. And he's like, you having fun, Briana? I'm like, I'm taking a bath, Bobby. And he's like, I see your little friend in there. I'm like, oh my God, he's lost his mind. I'm like, there's no one in here. Look, I moved the bubbles. He's like, I see the straw. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening?
The straw, really?
There's a guy under the water breathing through a straw, really? And I slowly got up out of the water, and I called Pat. I said, you got to come up here and help me. And Pat came up and looked through everything. He's like, Bobby, you're swinging the bat in an empty living room. He's like, want to bring it outside, motherfucker? And I'm like, please don't. Please don't. But yeah.
Wow. So he started seeing a lot of hallucinations.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad that I quit when I did, because, I mean, it's not like it's a fun drug, but at least when I was doing it, I wasn't hiding under the bed with the FBI lights flashing on me. Like, he started really getting weird. And then John Doe, I remember I came home, and John Doe, God bless his heart, do you remember him?
Of course.
Was naked, crawling around on my bedroom floor looking for crack pieces, and my sister was going to be home any second. I'm like, you guys have got to go
So
now.
they were partying together, you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, they weren't doing anything like...
Yeah.
But yeah, why are you naked, number one? Where did your clothes go? Did you pick them apart?
So John Doe's naked looking for pieces of crack.
Crawling around on my bedroom floor, and I had to get him out of there and put him in that shady hotel, the 24-hour.
Oh, yeah?
On Ventura Boulevard. They play porn 24 hours with the mirror on the ceiling, and it's so old, they show Bobby with hair all over his body. I'm like, is that you gorilla? But, yeah.
So John Doe, you put at a hotel. But
I sent Bobby there, too.
So John Doe's a pretty big guy. He's a big guy, buck naked, running around your bedroom.
No, crawling.
Crawling. Wow.
My sister came home one time, and Bobby was doing that, and we had stucco. She just went like that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she's like, now you have something to fucking look for. She was so mad.
Are you serious? And then when they picked it up?
Still smoked it.
Oh, no, that's not good.
And that's when Logan, remember Logan? And Jay and Jenna came and picked him up and brought him back to Arizona for a
Pick
while.
Logan or Bobby?
Bobby.
Bobby, oh, okay.
Yeah, they tried to intervene, but then 3 days later, I flew out. Like, they should have said no and sent me to rehab right then. I probably could have nipped it in the bud at that point.
They got you or they got Bobby?
They got Bobby, but they let me come 3 days later to visit him.
Oh, and you brought some stuff?
No.
All right.
When we were sober, we were great for each other. We worked out. We got 4 in the morning and jogged to the gym. He is such a different person, but now it's probably... He's so probably altered from everything.
I want to go back to this one time I heard. You know, I want to understand it. Because it's one of the most wild stories I ever heard. Right? Jay told me. Right? So let's go back to, I don't know, whatever year, you're at a club featuring. Right? And you're in your hotel room. And something happens, Pittsburgh, with a blade. So let's go through it from there.
All right. This is like the most humiliating. Oh God. So we was dancing at Blush in Pittsburgh. I've been there a million times. The club actually is a hotel attached, so your dressing room, you know, is that, but you stay across the street at a DoubleTree. So you know, we were smoking crack the whole trip. And all of a sudden, he's like, I'll be back. And he left. And I was like so tired, you know, strung out. And he came back and we both took one hit, just one. And we heard a knock on the door. And it wasn't just a knock. And they're like, housekeeping. And I was like, no, thank you, you know. And then they pounded on the door. They said, open the door. And me and him looked at each other and we just knew. Like, we didn't say a word, but we knew exactly what was going down and what we were going to do. So we opened the door. I was buck naked. And they shoved me against the wall, handcuffed me. And they brought him in the bathroom and beat the living shit out of him. I could hear it happening. There was 3 of them. And there was crack all over the bed, pipes. I mean, it was
who were these people?
The police.
The police?
He bought drugs from an undercover cop. They were doing a bust, a huge sting, and he walked right into it. So I said I was sleeping, which I was. And, you know, I woke up and he'd used my Polaroid money to buy drugs. And, you know, please don't arrest me. I have to work tonight. You know, this is not my fault. And so they took him away in handcuffs. They said I had 10 minutes to get all my shit together and get the fuck out of that hotel. And I had to do the walk of shame as I'm smoking the entire time packing, because, you know, like, I knew this place I went to was the ghetto. Like, I was scared there. It was awful. And I wasn't taking the chance that they came raid that place too. So I'd pack and smoke and pack and smoke. And I was so paranoid when I walked out. I thought they were everywhere.
Off balance, all kind of whacked out.
And I had to work that night. And on one girl would talk to me because everyone thought I was a fucking rat. It sucked because I didn't say a word, but that was awful. And I got him out the next day. Like, the cops saw us tattooed. They're like, you're Briana Banks' boyfriend? So I'm the reason that he got out, because they were going to keep him there because he had other warrants in different states, but they let him go.
Wow, because of you, pretty much.
Yeah, because they like adored me, and they like, all the cops were like, what are you doing with that loser? They didn't know that I was a loser myself. So at that point, but yeah, it was really, I've never been handcuffed and slammed against a wall. I felt like I was on the biggest white trash episodes of Cops ever. It was really scary.
Wow, that's a wild story.
Yeah.
But this is another story that I'm talking about.
Which one?
This is the one Jay told me about.
Which one?
You're at a club featuring, and there's a big butcher knife there or something like that.
Yes, Akron, Ohio.
All right, let's take the hands away. I want to see your face. Come closer.
See the finger or the face?
Yeah, hold on. Tell me the story.
Okay. I'm in Akron, Ohio for my 25th birthday. And, you know, I'm about to go out on stage, and I used to wear fishnets, and I sliced them with scissors so I could tear them. And, you know, I'm just doing my makeup, and I had my hand like this, and he was sitting here.
Are you getting high?
No, I was not high at all.
Was he?
I think he may have been, yes.
I had to be, maybe.
To cut my finger off,
Oh, yeah. So what happens?
But I had a bodyguard with me, Frank Trigg, the middleweight champion of the world. He left to go give the DJ my music. And next thing I know is, like, I'm looking down and there's blood everywhere.
Wait, hold on. You're here, your hand's there.
Yeah. And this ring wasn't there, obviously. Yeah. So my hand was like that.
Let's see your hand.
There's no knuckle.
All right, so let's see the...
You can see where.
Anyway, so here's her finger.
Now do this. I want you to do this.
Oh, this one. Oh, yeah, look at
They
this.
reattached the finger, but not the tendons.
Look at all this. So your hand's sitting there, and you're just minding your own business.
Yeah, doing my makeup, and then all of a sudden, bam! He used a butcher knife, and it like severed. He went for this one, but it severed. That's why there's no knuckle.
It's severed.
It's severed. It was
It got all these fingers?
No, just this one.
Just this one.
Yeah.
So it chopped it completely off.
I was hanging by like the bone. And I went into shock. I didn't feel anything. They're like, you need to go to the emergency room. I'm like, I got this. Please. I'm like, I've gone through way worse. So I duct taped it back on.
Duct tape.
Yeah. And then I put my latex gloves on. And
Latex, were they see-through or they were black? Okay.
Black. And I went on stage and Rate Me came on. The second song came on. And I started kind of fading in and out because I saw blood dripping down.
But you were dancing.
Yeah.
With your finger pretty much chopped off.
Yes. And then I saw blood on the fans, on the stage, on the pole. And I passed out. I woke up and I was in the emergency room, and they're like, we have to do emergency surgery, and meanwhile Bobby's shoving somas in my mouth every time they're turned around. So I'm sure when they did the drug test, it looked like I wasn't on drugs.
Toxicology, right?
Yeah, he gave me drugs when I was in the hospital, so it made me look really bad. And then all these people tried to sue me for like possibly giving them AIDS. I'm like, I don't have AIDS, number one. Like people try and make a buck off you any way they can. So the next day, I went back for the last 2 days. I didn't dance, but I signed autographs, and I just couldn't believe he did that. I could not believe he did that. He used to pull me out of bed by his piss bag after I hit him with his car.
Yeah, don't tell her that yet. Let's get to that one. Okay. But so, I mean, right, him chopping your fingers off, or one finger. Or almost going for all of them, probably, right?
No, he's going for the engagement ring.
Oh,
even
okay.
though I bought it.
Oh, really? All right, so it is a story that's hard to believe.
Yeah, when people think I'm crazy when I tell that story, but it happened. And when you're abused, like I was verbally and mentally abused and physically by him, you don't think that you're ever going to get anyone better because they tell you that, like you're washed up, blah, 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 blah. And so you start to believe in their bullshit. I think they believe their bullshit at some point, I mean, he was no fucking prize. So, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, that's wild. So, but you weren't high, he was high, and anyways, that's just terrible.
But I quit. I quit for 8 days. I slept. I just took Tylenol PM. After I changed the locks, kicked him out.
After this? After your finger being chopped off?
Yes, after being pulled out of bed and all the other stuff that went on. I have the worst story of all time, and I'll never get it out of my head. But
which one's that?
He was on so many painkillers, obviously, for the pain, that he couldn't poo for a long time, like a month. Okay, can you imagine how much?
Oh, this is after the.
I hit him with.
Oh, yeah. So let's go that day, please.
Okay.
So I heard the story that he was getting high in a garage.
Yes.
So tell me about that, please.
I was living in Premier Hills. I don't know if you ever heard of like Tawny and Robert and like a lot. Stormy and Bart lived there. Like I moved in first, Sydney Steele, and then all these other porn stars moved in. But I was at Something's Fishy, and I had 2 pina coladas.
Woodland Hills, right there.
Yeah, 2 pina coladas, singles, like it's like a Slurpee, okay? And I literally had like a half a mile to drive. And I went to pull into the garage, which was not attached to the 2-story condo. And I just saw the whites of someone's eyes, right? There's no light in there. And I got scared, and I went to hit the brake, and I hit the gas, and I pinned him in between my car. He came through my windshield, and I broke his pelvis, his legs, his bladder, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm going to call 911. He said, don't call 911. I'm like, why? He's like, you're going to go to jail for attempted manslaughter because you had 2 drinks. He's like, just go get Bart and Rich and tell them to carry me to the apartment. So I did, and they did. And the next morning when I came down, his belly looked like he was 9 months pregnant. It was filled with blood. So I had to call 911. And then that's when the FBI and everyone got involved because they're like, why didn't you call when you did it? And I was like, it didn't look that bad. And it really didn't. I just thought he was sore. I didn't know I broke all his bones. To this day, I feel awful. And I hate when people think I did it on purpose because I would never, ever do that to another human being, not even an animal.
So you have a car parked in the garage, and he's just in front of that car.
No, I'm pulling into the garage.
Yeah, but a car was already there, you're saying?
No.
So you pinned him in between the wall?
And my car that
Okay.
I was driving.
Okay, so the wall. So he's at the end of the garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like his man cave with Briana Banks, everything in there. It was weird. But I gave him the car because I bought him like a $60,000 Chevy SS with a Corvette engine after I hit him because I felt so bad. But then we broke up and I wasn't paid off. And I knew he'd pawn it. So I gave him the Lexus I hit him in. And I had
a truck?
No, the Lexus I hit him in. I took the truck back.
But the Lexus was a car.
Yeah. I took the truck because I didn't want him pawning it. It wasn't paid off. So I heard he pawned it for drugs anyway. So I'm glad I didn't let him keep the truck.
So here he is, a performer then, right?
A 34-year-old man. He should never have put a 21-year-old into his world. He knew. He knew what a monster and demons he had. He shouldn't have involved me. I, at 34, would never have done what he did to me.
Well, even when you're 34, I'm not protecting him, but you still don't know everything,
I think that I knew a lot more. If I was like a major drug addict like he was, you're supposed to not see anyone for a year, number one. He hadn't been single, not even 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
He didn't work the program. I've been to rehab 5 times. I worked the steps, I put the work in. He just kind of did the motions, if you know what I mean. I don't think he got one fucking thing out of it, so.
Okay, so then, anyways, you smash him. His whole body is smashed in pieces.
That's why I stayed with them, because I felt like I had to.
So he becomes paralyzed, I heard?
No, he got $100,000 from my insurance. Then I gave him another $40,000 out of my own money to fix his dick so he could pee and have sex again. I did everything I could. He started Wax My Whip, which is an auto detailing business.
No, but I thought I heard he was paralyzed.
No.
In a wheelchair.
It's a lie.
No?
No. On Wikipedia, when you look his name up, he's in a scooter. But I taught him how to walk again. I hired a nurse, and he was running, working out again. He almost made a comeback, but nobody would work with him, including me.
So he was paralyzed for a little bit, but they got better.
Well, yeah, he was paralyzed because his bones were all broken. But once the cast came off and stuff, he walked just like everyone else.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought, how stories revolve and they're sometimes true, sometimes false, mostly false. But that is an amazing story. And for him chopping your fingers off, it seems like his just reward came back to him. And I don't want to talk like that to anybody, but it is what it is. It happened, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think he respected women at all. I mean, he used to beat girls up like he was becoming Rocco. It's like he He was so good looking and he did amazing scenes. And then all of a sudden he got so angry and he would take it out on the girls. And it was just like, what are you doing, dude? You know, you don't need to do that. You're not Max Hardcore. You're not Rocco. Why are you doing that?
Right. Rocco just had his own style. He made that style kind of, but in the beginning in the 80s, you know what I mean? More way ahead of his time. But
Yeah.
anyways.
I worked with him. I went to Budapest and shot 2 days with him, but Bobby called me and said, don't do it. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm a butter knife. He's a butcher knife, like that. He's like, I'm telling you, he will destroy you. And I'm like, you know what? I'll take my chances for 60 grand for 2 days.
Really? Well, I mean, Rocco's a great guy. I love him. He's a good guy.
Well, he didn't say a word to me except when this scene started. He said, only whores suck my cock. My wife doesn't suck my cock. She's not a whore like you. So that's how my scene started.
Oh, you didn't like the scene?
Well, why would you say that right when we're about to start?
Yeah, he don't know that you're a sensitive girl, you know?
Well, I'm not sensitive, but I just thought that was just like a mind game. He was playing with my mind. You know what I mean? Fucking with me, making me feel less than I was, you know?
I don't know.
Maybe he thought I'd be more submissive or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I never see him as that type of guy, but, maybe he's just doing it for the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he was nice to me when I saw him for the box cover and everything. Kept trying to go down my panties. I was like, I don't fucking think so, dude. You had your chance.
So anyway, you told me there's something else, another story that happened dragged you out of bed, Bobby, or something?
Yeah, when I broke his bladder and his dick, he had a tube coming out of his belly that would fill with pee, a coloscopy bag, kind of. Mm-hmm. And, I'd wake up and he'd be dragging me out of bed, pissing on my face with it. Yeah, I mean, stagnant piss. I mean,
He would wake you up by...
It was like being waterboarded with urine. And I did this, so he did it to me so many times, and I started putting my dressers up against my bedroom door so he couldn't get in, and he'd sleep on the couch. I'd wake up, and he'd have Norcos just crusted all over his face. It was just like the most sad, depressing, disgusting thing. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm young. Like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. Take care of this guy. He doesn't care about his health or wants to get better. Like, why do I care?
Wow. So then you left.
I had to leave because of the drug dealers, but I called his mom and said, if you don't come pick him up, the second he walks out that door, I'm locking it, changing the lock, and then you're going to have to find him. So you should probably get him where you can still locate him. And she did. So, yeah, I had to. I couldn't. I paid enough, don't you think?
Yeah, sounds like it.
I mean, I got beat more after I hit him than I ever did before. And because he was mad, but not because he thought I did it on purpose. Mm-hmm.
So what about this scene you're talking about, Max Hardcore?
Oh, good old Max.
I like Max. I know him forever, but, he has his own style, and I'm not one to... I try not to judge anybody. Live and let live. Mm-hmm. But go ahead. Please tell me your experience.
He offered me 10 grand. Okay. I got paid 10 grand to do the 501 for anabolic. So that was a lot of money. I was getting paid $1,000 when I first got in.
That was great, right? I think I paid you $1,000.
Yeah. But, for 3 days before, he brought me to lunch and he gets all the info he can out of you about personal stuff, and you don't really think why. And then he brought me to get tested. So then the day of the shoot, he picks me up and he's drinking bottles of water all constantly. And we get to his house. It's 4 stories high. We take the elevator up to the 4th story, and it's a little girl's apartment. Like not even kidding. Like closets of all little girl clothes. He shaved my pussy. He I mean,
just to stand up for him a teeny bit. Your pussy is very beautiful. So I want to shave it too. You know what I mean? So I can't hate on him for that, or any man out there that would get the chance to shave your pussy would jump. I believe, you know.
I didn't have like a lot of hair there. It was blonde, but yeah. Then he put my hair in pigtails, and he picked out like this tiny pink, little tiny bitty skirt and slutty stilettos, and then like no bra, and and that's when I walked outside, and there's just a yellow couch and 8 guys across from it with cameras. I was like, ooh, this is something weird,
8 guys with cameras. Mm-hmm. What's that
to
for?
Get it from because they were shooting European and American versions of it.
Okay.
So
8 different cameramen, really?
Mm-hmm, all around. So
they got to shoot each other. Just like if you shot a gun, you shoot across. That's crazy. Wow.
Well, no, they were all on one side, just spaced out. And so about, I didn't know what to expect. About an hour and a half into it, he started pissing on me, and he'd have you lean over the side of the couch with a bucket under your head. So it'd go up your nose, and then he'd plug it. I mean, my eyes were watering. I was puking.
You're upside down?
Upside down, and he's pissing on my face, so it's going up my nose and my mouth, then plugging my nose into the bucket. And then he took lipstick and smeared it all over my face and made me smoke a cigarette. Well, and this is all anal the whole time, no lube. And
he's got a small thing, so it's not.
Well, I wasn't excited, so I wasn't wet down there at all. And then he took the lipstick and did it on my asshole. And yeah, it was the most degrading. And I kept looking at someone to help me because I was really crying. And he kept choking me out. I had bruises all over my...
Choking you out?
Yeah.
Unconscious?
Yeah. I had bruises all over my face. And,
really?
And I kept looking, somebody stop this. Like I couldn't believe that they could watch it. It was beyond me how jaded they were already. But 8 hours later, and he put one of those things when you go to the gynae, and he fucking pissed in my pussy and made me drink it out. Yeah. And I don't even know why I did it. I was so confused and scared. I'm like, if I leave now, I don't get paid. And that's 10 grand. I know this sounds so terrible, but if you'd endured 7 hours of what I did, like you're not going to stop right then and not get paid. But the worst thing he did, he saved for last, and it hurt so bad, is he made me look in the mirror, and this was the box cover, and I have lipstick all over my face, and I'm crying and mascara everywhere. We could see through my pissed on shirt, and he made me look in the camera and ask my mommy if she was proud of me now. And I just like broke down. Like that was like the most fucked up thing. The only thing he could have said worse was, "Is your sister proud of you?" So I got up after, and I didn't even shower. I just put on my clothes, got my check, and fucking left. And for 2 weeks, I wouldn't even talk to my sister. I couldn't tell her what happened. Nothing. I was like, I almost never came back. I'm like, this is a sign, But then when Olivia Austin pressed charges and saying that he drugged her, and they asked me, I said, no, I wish he drugged me. It would have been way better than what I went through. I was totally sober. I would have loved to have been drugged. So I didn't want any part of a court case because I didn't want to relive it.
Yeah. That's a wild story. I didn't know that was that wild and, crazy, but...
Yeah, he is a monster. My sister attacked him twice. She got to him once through 8 security guards. She hates him. Yeah, not a nice guy. He's shooting again, too. Yeah. But you can't shoot pissing on someone unless you're in Europe. That's where he went wrong, as they start investigating it. So yeah. I hope he got his ass reamed in prison. He probably was a god, right? It's not, because it's not really pedophilia. It's not really...
yeah, it's not really that. But I don't think that any time like that, your freedom is stolen and you lose, and you're already kind of older, it's not going to be pleasant. It's going to be torture. So I don't wish that upon hardly anybody.
I do.
But you do, but I'm just saying, so I'm sure that it was not pleasurable. It was hell, I'm sure.
If I showed you a picture, you'd get it.
I've seen those pictures.
Have you?
Yeah, I mean...
Those are real.
Yeah, I believe it.
He had his whole fist up to here on my vagina and his dick in me.
Yeah, very,
I mean, it
it's
was.
not my style. But
I like rough sex. I don't like being humiliated, and that's what he does. Is he humiliates girls so they won't talk about it. Bonnie Rotten, when I talked to Holly Randall, says she's the hardest bitch ever, and she cried. She's like, if Bonnie Rotten cried, I can't believe that you weren't just like sulking like uncontrollably.
yeah, you have a sweet temperament, really.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's go to something happier.
Okay. What do
You
you
know,
like?
I mean, I
do you
really
wanna
want
talk
this show to try and be happy. So you
Okay.
went through a lot of hard times and
Depression.
experiences,
Yes.
and depression.
That's been the newest thing. Is I never thought it was like a disease ever, and then everything was going amazing, best comeback, and I just got sad all of a sudden. I didn't know what was going on, and for a year I just stopped working. I just didn't care anymore, and I got a medicine, didn't help, and then one day I just snapped out of it. I was like, "What are you doing? You know what I mean? You're gonna ruin your whole comeback." So, when I feel that way in the morning, I get up, I go to the gym, I do something to get out of my house. And I think that's really important because so many girls committed suicide this year because of depression, because they didn't have anyone to talk to, and it's really sad.
Yeah, no,
Especially as you get older, girls feel like they have no other option because they don't know what else to do because porn is their life.
sex is, but people don't understand how sensitive sex really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not something to play with like some people do, because while you think you're a gangster and you're all hard and tough, oh yeah, so many girls like saying, oh yeah, just have sex with me, give me some money, or whatever, the mentality, right?
Yeah.
You got to be careful because you're still connected to your body and mind and spirit and heart. And so sex can and usually does really mean something to your spirit.
I agree.
So beware, all women out there, of your soul, spirit, and sex together, because it can come back in the back of your head and kind of beat you up. And it does it to men too.
Yeah.
There's been guys in the business that could not handle, and they taken their lives.
Yeah, it's really sad. That's why I stopped dating when I got back in for 2.5 years. I only had 6 on camera. And I just started dating recently, but I haven't shot since we've been dating. He wants me to stop. He said he'll support me, blah, blah, blah. But I've heard that fucking shit before.
I was about ready to say that.
But at the same time, I'm getting close to the end of my rope. I don't want to like go out with like she should have retired 3 years ago. I don't want to be a cougar. Maybe another year. That's about it. And then I want to be remembered as like Briana Banks, the vivid legend, or I don't want to be like the girl that should have got out and didn't, with no teeth and shit.
So let's go back to the vivid, because we didn't go through there. Now, PT
I love Paul Thomas.
is great, right?
Yes, he's brilliant.
Brilliant. That's what I want to understand, because he's the main director at Vivid.
Yeah, well, he was.
He was,
Yeah.
I mean, Vivid's not there anymore.
And Shishi.
Huh?
Shishi did Everywhere the Boys Aren't.
Oh, I don't even know that.
Yeah.
Chichi
yeah.
LaRue?
Yeah, he
Really?
snapped that pussy. He was awesome to work for. I loved him. Yeah.
Yeah, I worked for him. He's okay. So, but PT was a porno star.
Yes.
Good actor and great director, all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And he's special, I think, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about working with him.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. I'm trying to think what we won awards for best film. I wish I'd been put behind the green door, but we did the reality shows too, Vivid in the Valley. We did 3 reality shows. Heartbreaker won every award possible. We did Brianna Loves Jenna too. PT didn't do it, but I think it got released somewhere. You know what I mean? But it was at the Camarillo Mental Hospital we shot it at. And it was scary. Like I'm going down the hallway with a jump rope and like dead makeup with a teddy bear and the fans blowing on me. and it was so gory. And then they had to put me in the thing where they used to keep dead bodies. And Jenna had to keep pulling me out, and I couldn't like get aroused, and my nipples got hard every time. So it took about an hour, and then we did our scene on an electrical shock therapy chair with metal toys. Like it was hot, so it's got to be out there somewhere because I never signed a model release, so I gotta hunt that down because it was a hot scene.
Well, Jenna was great to work with, right?
Yeah, and she had the tiniest. I threw up on her the first time I met her.
Oh.
I never watched a single porn before I got in, ever. She's the only porn star I ever heard of. And when I found out she wanted to do her virtual sex with me because she wasn't allowed to use a guy, I was so honored until I realized how shitty it was. She's like, I had to be like this, thrusting. So I got to give guys credit because it is not easy. And then her bouncing up and down on my bladder as hard as she could didn't feel good either. And you never saw my face. I had my makeup done and everything. But yeah, she was very nice. I thought she was going to be like a bitch or whatever because she had a kind of a reputation. But she like took me under her wing and she was super cool.
Yeah, very cool. Very awesome. Smart, too.
Well, no, Jay was the smart one.
Oh, Jenna's smart, too.
Well, Jenna's smart, but Jay created Club Jenna. I mean, I don't know. She's very intelligent when I look at all her Instagram and Twitter and what she's done with Poshmark. Like, she recreated herself so good. She's like Jewish with a kid, and it's like, wow, like, how did you do that? 2.5 years sober. I'm really proud of her.
Yeah, she's smart,
Yeah.
So, so you did, how many movies do you think you did for PT?
For PT, I shot for Bisco. RuPaul wanted to shoot me. I wish I'd done that. I'd probably say with Shishi, 16 scenes for Shishi for Where the Boys Aren't. Stunner. I'd say about 20 scenes for PT.
20 movies
with 3 each.
20 movies?
Yeah, 3 scenes in each one. And they never gave me the dialogue. They decided after they watched. I said, don't do it. After the first 300-page script, they just like gave me the cover. Here, be here these 3 days, do your sex scene. You have a couple lines of dialogue. Can you memorize them? I'm very monotone. So it's hard for me to show emotion. I can't cry on command. So I didn't mind giving away the lead role to like Ava Vincent or whoever, like, let them have it. My dream is not to be a real like actress. So put me on the cover and it'll sell. And Steve realized that, and so we went from there.
Well, you like sex. That was your thing, sex.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know I liked sex until I grew up doing it on camera. Everything I ever did is on camera for the first time. My first boy, girl, boy, threesome, fivesome, everything is like, for the world to see.
How many awards do you think you've won?
I have actually won Best New Starlet in 2003 in France in Cannes against Tara Patrick, which I didn't think I'd win. I won 2 Hall of Fames, XRCO 2017 and AVN 2008. 2013 Best Feature Performer of the Year, as well as Best Girl with Jenna. And the only thing I never won was a Best Boy Girl, which is weird because that's what I was fucking known for, or a Best Blowjob.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, how they grade these scenes, because I've seen some scenes that won Best Sex Scene. I say, it's okay, but I mean, why? And then there's other scenes that you just wonder, you wonder.
It's webcam girls that are ruining it. They don't even put on makeup for it. I don't get it. Like, I don't know.
For the boy girl scenes. No, the boy girl scenes are decided sometimes, it seems like, from people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I won't do Stream Mate because I feel like an idiot. Like, you're just sitting there like this. Yeah, you like that? You like that? You know what I mean? And like there's one person watching And unless they bring you in a private room, you don't make shit. And so it sucks. I feel so uncomfortable. I'd rather go do a scene.
Yeah. So PT, let's go back to PT real quick. PT said this statement.
Oh, God.
All right?
Last time you saw me, I thought you were dead. So
No.
I'm dying to hear this.
No, he said, why have sex unless you're on drugs?
Oh, God.
He's great, right? He doesn't really, he doesn't play around. He's a serious, and he's forward. He gives up all this, information, right? So, well, how do you feel about that?
All I know is Shiler found a double-sided fist dildo in his apartment with blood on it. So
No, that's not.
I'm just saying PT's got some skeletons in his closet.
No, he doesn't. He's not shy about anything. I'm just saying, my statement is like this. Is sex good with drugs, or?
I don't do drugs anymore. I occasionally hit like a vape pen. That's it.
Really? A vape pen?
Yeah. I can't I don't like smoking weed. It makes me poor.
I brought a vape pen for us. But anyways, my point is this.
I'm going to go get some.
Did you have good sex while you were on drugs before?
With weed, no, because it gives me cotton mouth, and then I stick to the dick. It's like a kitty cat. You know what I mean? You can't give a good blowjob when you're stoned at all, unless you use a lot of strawberry lube. But anywho, not that I would know that. I like 69ing. It's like one of my favorites because I forget that I have a broken jaw. Like it doesn't hurt at all. And I like getting fucked from behind, like super hard, as you know. I like to taunt guys and say, give it to me harder, harder, harder till they're about to pass out. And then I'm like, okay, you're really purple. Stop. Stop what you're doing and relax. But, I don't want them to pass out on me. Yeah.
Huh.
What's your favorite sexual position? I'm going to turn it around on you.
Well, really, sometimes it's the girl's body, the way she's shaped, the way she looks. What does she have? That gets me going. So, if it's...
Are you a boob guy, butt guy?
I'm a butt guy. I'm a guy with a butt. I mean, not a guy with a butt, but I like girls with butts. But I'm also into those fat,
Oh, you like fatty girls?
No, fat pussies.
Oh, okay.
Like yours.
Okay. I have thigh gap. I have a fat pussy with thigh gap. That's rare, right?
Yeah,
Usually girls with fat pussies, they have no thigh gap.
Yeah, so I'm into that, and I'm into... So doggy style, if girl's got a butt. If she's got a face and a fat one, I want to see it for missionary. Or maybe cowgirl. And then also...
I like to do reverse and spread my cheeks so that you can see everything. I think I can anyway.
You're naughty.
I like to look in the mirror too. I am naughty. I've gotten much naughtier since you've known me.
I bet. When I knew you were just like a little baby.
Yeah, I'm not a baby anymore.
But the way the girls' bodies are shaped, right? A lot of people might not understand, but girls' bodies or their vaginas and their torsos and their whole structure, different girls feel different in different positions. Okay. So that's a very strange thing. So I just go with the girl. For me, I want to hit every position. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I like doggy and I like
pile driver. Last time we did pile driver, it was Xander and some other girl, Alyssa Cole, and we were pile driver. He's going back and forth, and when we were done, they all can someone tip me over? I was stuck. Somebody just kick me, tip me over, please, because my legs are so fucking long.
Yeah, nice legs.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I hadn't had sex for so long without a camera or people watching that it's like I forgot how much I liked it. For like the last 2 weeks, I've been like in hog heaven. The guy I'm seeing, his poor dick's going to be so sore. He doesn't even know.
Oh, that's great, because that's great for your spirit and great for health.
And I don't need lube. Yeah. So.
Yeah, people might not understand. I don't think people understand really that a healthy sexual appetite means you're a healthy person.
Oh, I feel like alive again. I like thought that I was never gonna get my sex drive back after those antidepressants, and I was so happy when I finally got a little tingle down there. I was like, "Woo!" There's hope.
You feel better, right? I mean, it brings you up.
Yeah, my nipples get hard again. Like I can get like my neck barely grazed, and I'm like wet, like puddles. It's like the guy loves it.
Really? Well, that's wild.
And I get goosebumps and stuff. So
I mean, the truth is, there's nothing better than a wet one.
right? There's nothing better than when it just slides in, no lube needed, nothing.
That's a beautiful thing. So, have you ever chased a frog? You heard about it, right?
No.
You haven't?
No.
It's like a DMT, but it's a little bit stronger. Or the toad, excuse me, the toad. Have you ever chased a toad?
It's a weed question.
Huh?
I don't get it.
Oh, yes. No, the toad is a drug, right?
Okay.
And so this drug, what it is from what I hear, there's a special toad in Mexico, a poisonous toad,
Oof.
right?
Yeah.
And they take, they grab the frog and they take the poison from the top of the frog toad. They dry it out, right?
Yeah.
And then they put it in a pipe and smoke it.
Thank you. I can't even smoke out of a bong. That's why I use vapes.
Anyway, so the toad is very gnarly. It only lasts for about 15 minutes.
Do you feel like you're like on fucking acid?
No, it's not really acid because you go to another dimension. So it's very crazy. And it's not really harmful. It's supposed to enlighten you. I just wondered if you ever did it, so you haven't.
No, I like edibles. I haven't. The ones in Venice are good. I like the brownies. I don't eat them very often, just to go to bed or whatever. But I have one for pain relief because I have really bad pain from working out a lot. And then I have one for the daytime, sativa. Then I have one with cannabis for nighttime. And I'm good. I take some melatonin and some NyQuil gummies and good night. And I got like a sleep number bed. It's awesome. It tracks how long you slept, how long it took you to fall asleep, how many times you got out of bed, everything. So it's great. I love it.
Yeah, nothing like a good bed. It gets some good rest.
You don't even realize. My back hurt for years, and I didn't think it was my bed. I thought it was my big ass tits. And now it's my back never hurts. So I love it.
So when you retired, how old were you when you retired the first time?
The first time I was 30, right around 30, came back around 35. I've been back 5 years.
Wow, you've been back 5 years?
Between 4 and 5.
Whoa, my God. I'm not even around, you know what I mean?
Right?
So
yeah, I won my best comeback 2017.
Wow, I didn't know you that long. Wow, that's crazy. That's wild. Well,
Yeah.
Well, how does it feel?
Great. You know why? Because like my loser exes and stuff, it felt so good. They'll never call me a fat pig or washed up again because I did everything that I said I was gonna do. So now what? What do you got to say to me now? You know what I mean? I'm happy. I don't really care what they think of me at this point. So they can call me every name. It just bounces off me because they're.
Why would they call you a name? I mean, we don't want to talk negative, but
no, but just like when I got my boobs redone, I had scars, obviously, and my ex would call me Franken tits all over Twitter and just make me more. I started wearing half bras, and all my fans are like, "Why? We want to see your boobs jiggle. We don't care if you have scars," and that made me feel good, like it didn't bother them the way it bothered me. So once I got over it. And put a little derma blend, it wasn't a problem anymore. So he couldn't even call me Frankentits anymore.
You're making me laugh at derma blend because you have a good personality.
I don't know. It just feels good when your fans tell you they don't care about your scars because you think that they're going to be the ones that pick you apart the worst, right? Like you don't look like you're 20. I had a guy bring a penthouse. He's like, "This doesn't look like you." I'm like, yeah, that was 20 years ago. I'd hope it doesn't look like me, dude.
All right. Wait, you're going to get old too, mother.
Yeah, exactly. You're like 10 years older than me right now. Should you be opening your fat mouths? But no, I'm so nice to my fans. Like, I really am. I go out of my way because if without them, there's no us, right? Mm-hmm. I learned that very quickly in this industry. Without fans, you got nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I never needed fans, kind of.
Oh, shut
As
up.
an actor, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I bet you had girl and guy fans.
No, I mean, I didn't need them, but then when I made movies, I needed the fans to buy my movies. But as an actor, it was different because I'm just an actor for hire, a gun for hire. And so I was a good gun for hire. So as long as I did my job good, then there was no fans really getting in the way of that back in those days. But anyways, yeah, fans are very important for the girls, especially these days.
I'm trying to work on not going on social media so much because it becomes so addicting and you start hanging on every negative word. So I'll post something and then I won't look at it till the next day because I have to break that habit because it really does eat at you when you read so many negative stuff.
Oh, it's unbelievable, right? What it does to your spirit. And I heard people even commit suicide because of that.
Yeah, you just get so caught up in what other people think of you. It's sad. A lot of girls can't handle it. Luckily, I have really thick skin. I used to cry. I'd find Briana hate pages, and I'd keep reading them. My sister's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I can't stop. And she'd tear it out of my hand.
I mean, that just amazes me. Why would anybody have a hate page on you? You're always so sweet.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think I've ever been mean to anyone in my entire life. But it's the girls in this industry that hate me. The Kendras, the Lisa Daniels, like all those girls fucking hate me.
Why?
I signed with Kendra when I came back, Society 15. She talked me into doing my comeback. And I wasn't getting any work. Like, I had DMs coming from Kieran and everyone saying no one will call us back. I tried to meet with her, never returned calls. So I went to Sandra and said, will you please tell her she's fired? I'll pay her what I owe her. I'm done. And then all of a sudden, Kendra was like, talked so much shit about how irresponsible I was. And it's like, no, dude, your agency wasn't ready to be opened. And you just signed me without thinking about the fact that that was my fucking comeback. You know, I was really mad about it. So whenever she sees me, she gives me like a dirty ass look. I'm like, nothing in common. Blonde, brunette, short, stocky, muscular. I'm like more feminine. You know, we have totally different fan bases. So.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
And right away, she wanted me to do interracial. And I was like, why would I do that right when I get back in? When I didn't do it for 15 years.
So social media.
Yeah.
Right? You just told me earlier that Instagram shut you down, 250,000 followers.
Yeah, they shut me down since I've been back 3 times. 3 times. Once was at 250 and no reason given, just gone. I never post. My family goes on there. Why would I post anything that's not acceptable? And then last May, they shut it down again at 250,000. And if you look on my thing and you put in hashtag Briana Banks, it'll show top. But when you hit recent, it says that due to so many complaints from people that they can't show recent activity. So you can't even find my page at all unless you know it by heart.
Say it. What is it?
Briana Banks 6. If you put it in your phone, it'll come up the last thing. Unless you put that 6, it won't come up at all. And Team Banksy was banned. Team Banksy. It's the most innocent, dumb, cheesy nickname. Like Ben's Mafia, Lost Army. Their shit doesn't get taken down, but Team Banksy, yeah, they have it out for me. I don't know why, but they do. I don't show anything on my shit. My 75-year-old aunt doesn't want to see that shit, she said to me. So I just have to be really careful and not post all the time and never hashtag too much stuff, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I heard Twitter's on its way out too.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
They're want all the porn people out of it, period. I don't get why Twitter's okay to post porn and Instagram's a different story because kids can get on both just as easy, right?
So now Twitter's going to be out, you're saying? They're trying to take him out?
I heard, yeah, that they're anything that is adult related or shows really graphic stuff is they're going to start deleting those accounts. So then what do we have left to advertise our product?
Do you believe in conspiracy theories?
I don't know about the 9/11 one, but I'll listen to this one.
No, I'm just wondering, do you believe in them? Any of them, do you believe in a lot of conspiracies?
I believe that Marilyn Monroe was murdered. Yes. There was no water by her bed. Nobody takes a bunch of pills without water next to their bed. That's one of my big thing, I think, was a cover-up. Because she was fucking the fucking brothers, like the biggest, most famous president, who does that? I'd be really worried. Like, I'm fucking the president. I'm probably going to end up dead, right?
I mean...
And his brother.
Really, is that what's going on?
Yeah, she's fucking both of them.
Really?
Yeah, so it's, to me, I think that they killed her, so...
Did you read up on it?
Yeah, I'm kind of, like, fascinated by it. The fact that there was not a glass in the whole room. Like, she didn't go and use her hand to do it. It's Marilyn fucking Monroe, But yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
And all her autopsy reports kind of disappeared. There was never anything conclusive to prove what happened to her. But I think she was ready to go. She didn't want to get old, and she was starting to get old. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You know that Amy Winehouse, Brittany Murphy, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain all died at the age of 24.
27.
27, yeah. Sorry. And Break On Through, Come On the Doors.
Jim Morrison.
Yes. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a conspiracy.
No, they all did die at 27.
No, I know, but I mean, that's a strange conspiracy. Maybe they made a deal with the devil.
Well, you know what Amy Winehouse died of, and her husband. They bought a house from Britney Spears, and it was covered in mildew and fungi. And they didn't know, and she got really sick, and everyone thought the husband was giving her drugs. And then 2 weeks later, they found his body, and they degutted, and they found mold and algae all on the walls. So they died by staying in that house for months at a time with the windows shut.
Wow, really?
They weren't even on drugs, and Amy Winehouse was detoxing when she died. She wasn't even drunk.
But didn't they say she died of a drug overdose?
I heard she died from alcohol withdrawals.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what the truth is, but it's really sad because, God, they were such an they were all amazing artists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unbelievable. I like Jim Morrison a lot.
I love Jim Morrison. I like so much music. It's crazy. Yeah, I like everything.
Who do you like right now that's hot?
Right now, I've always loved Dave Matthews when I'm like in a mellow mood. He's one of my faves. Who else have I seen? Lana Del Rey, Sia. I love Lady Gaga's new A Star Is Born. Her music's amazing.
What about the movie? You rented it, you said, or you bought it?
I bought it. I saw it at the movies. I loved it.
You did?
Yeah.
Really? But why'd you love it?
Because I didn't know it was a remake. I didn't know what to expect. And, her and Bradley Cooper sat there at a party and talked about it. And she said, sing me a riff. And so he sang her a riff. And she's like, you could be a singer. And this is how it all came about. And so she's like, you just need to take some vocal classes and you got this. And so she's like, we're going to make a fucking movie together. And he went and he did it. And he sounds so good. I dated Kid Rock for a long time.
Oh, yeah?
So I went on tour with them. And so, I know what that life is like. It's hard.
He seems like a pretty cool dude. Kid
Very
Rock.
cool. He, he had my mom there, my sister. He doesn't have servants. He, cooks his own food like normal people. Uh-huh. He's, a fucking awesome dude. His walk-in shower is the size of, this whole,
Really? That's cool, huh?
Yeah, and he's just really bad.
He's really what?
in certain areas.
Oh, he's bad? Come on. You said it. Bring it.
I guess when you're that famous, you think you can just lay there, but can you make some noise? Are you alive? I want to say. I ripped his shirt off once to see if he would react. Nothing.
Oh, yeah? But you're saying that, what you just did something like this.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
What do you think it means? Okay.
Show me.
If I can deep throat it, it's.
So you're saying it's like what?
Yeah.
Show it right
it's
there.
It's soft. Does that count?
3-4 inches?
Yeah.
Wow.
He just doesn't make noise. For a rock star, I was expecting him to be gay. He said, I knew I liked you because we talked for 4 weeks before we met. Jenna tried to hook it up. He saw me at a lingerie show in Detroit. And I was like, I had a boyfriend. I'm like, not interested. And then 4 weeks later, we talked every day on the phone. And I met him in Pittsburgh. 3 tour buses pull up with this picture on it. And I got on. He's like, you got on with these big old overalls on, boxers, a little sports bra, and you took them off with mismatched socks up to your knees, and you got in bed, and then you didn't even make a move. You went right to sleep. I'm like, what do you think? I'm easy? It's like most girls, like, do it right away. I'm like, I'm not most girls. You know, if you like me, you'll wait. So that's he like kind of fell for me, and then I didn't show up when he married Pamela Anderson. That was my ring. I didn't show up at the airport because I went back to the douchebag in Pittsburgh, and I'll always regret it because.
Oh, so you're telling me that you were going to be with Kid Rock, but then you were kind of, but then you went back to Bobby?
No, I went back to this guy, Jeff, in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
No, Kid Rock, it was all over the tabloids, smitten with porn star Briana Banks.
All right.
Like, we were everywhere together, and then my boyfriend saw it. It was like on TMZ, the news. His sister called him. She's like, you might want to turn on TMZ. And there I am with Kid Rock. And he called me. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I doing? I'm trying to avoid the question. I'm just hanging out. With who? A friend. But I don't care. No regrets. He was a really nice guy, and I'm glad I got to like hang out with him, you know?
Yeah, I like him. He seemed like real cool and good music.
Yeah, well, I liked his country stuff more. Like, I got to meet Gretchen Wilson, Sheryl Crow, Cindy Crawford.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How was Cindy Crawford?
Very nice. She had best coke ever.
Oh, come on. Say it, come on.
She had the best coke
Oh,
ever.
yeah, that's what you want to hear.
I don't do that anymore. This was like 10 years ago, but it was like coke. I would imagine like what it was back in the day, uncut and stuff, you know. Only she could get that shit right.
Wow, was she beautiful?
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah, like I'm staring at her. I'm like, how is she so fucking pretty at like her age? She's so pretty.
50 something then, right? Probably.
Yeah, and she looks like she's barely 40.
Wow.
So she has a skin line. I want to like look at her skin line products because whatever she's doing right.
Well, she's a real hustler. She got a lot of money.
You think?
She's killing it, right? She's great.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell me, so how was Sheryl Crow? She was cool?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that song, Put Your Picture Away, even though it was about Pamela. It was actually about her. He dated Sheryl Crow. He's dated so many girls. Jamie Presley, Jessie Jane. He has a type, if you didn't notice.
You say, who's that? Kid Rock?
Jessie Jane.
No, who dated?
Yeah.
Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Jessie Jane.
Yeah.
He dated Midori too.
Is she a porn star also? Yeah. And Sheryl Crow, Gretchen Wilson. Now I think he remarried a normal girl.
Oh, so he was with Pamela. They got divorced?
Yeah, well, that was supposed to be my fucking wedding. Yes, on the yacht.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me some more stories about celebrities.
I don't kiss and tell.
Come on. Just give me another one. There's been a few, you're saying then.
I wouldn't say a few. He was probably the most famous. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Most rock stars have attitude. They think like you should get on your knees every time you see them and blow them, and that's just not my style. So I'm like, how about what are you gonna do for me, right? Yeah, Kid Rock was very neat, clean, organized, almost like OCD, and other rock stars just like drank and looked like shit when like
Sure. Give me a name.
Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that one because, yeah, Kid Rock's the only one I could think of. I got to watch the video of him beating up Tommy Lee like 50 times.
No shit. I never heard about that.
Yeah,
a real fight?
Yeah, he got jumped by like 4 people, and we watched.
Who got jumped?
Tommy Lee.
Oh yeah, wow.
By Kid Rock and all his cronies, and then he had like a TV the size of this wall, and we watched it over and over, like him get hit and just fucking fall.
But that's not fair. 4-on-1, right?
Well, he shouldn't have. He fucked Pamela after she got married to kids, so I don't think he was very happy about that. You know?
Oh yeah, well, I guess he's
and
gangster.
he's a very small guy. He's very
Tommy Lee.
No,
Kid Rock?
Yeah.
So how tall is he?
He's maybe a little taller than me, but he's thin.
Thin, okay.
You know, Tommy Lee's huge in every possible way. But I wouldn't touch him with a 20-foot pole.
Wow, why?
Oh, I don't know. Hepatitis. What does he have exactly? Hepatitis C. Doesn't Pamela Anderson have it too?
I don't know.
I don't think it's curable.
Really?
Yeah, I stay away.
Right.
Yeah. I'm glad that we get tested every 2 weeks now. I can't believe we went so long for getting tested once a month for gonorrhea, chlamydia, and HIV. That was it. Now we get tested for everything, for bacteria infections even. And, it's so worth it. It makes me feel so much more safe, and I will not work with somebody that has a test that's expiring in a day or two. That's like my rule. Like that means I just slept with everyone you slept with the last 2 weeks. That's gross. And I never show up with a test that's like about to expire. It's unprofessional.
Mm.
I don't know, like you back in the day, you did the month test, right? When
I started in the 80s, there was no test.
Wow, you were in the 80s?
Yeah.
Everyone thinks I was a 90s girl, and I'm like honored because it was Jenna, Janine. But I'm like, I started in 99. I'm a 2000s girl.
Yeah.
Do you remember the one black guy that worked for AIM Dreads? He's super nice.
Mm-hmm.
One day I wore this Dolce & Gabbana perfume, and he's drawing my blood, and I felt his heart on my arm. And I'm pretending I don't feel it, right? And he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what? He's like, I know you feel that. I'm like, yeah, I feel it. He's like, it's your perfume. He's like, please don't ever wear that again. He's like, what is it? I got to buy it for my girlfriend.
That's a good line.
Yeah, no. Like, you could tell he really liked it.
Oh, he liked you. Excuse me.
No.
Well, you put that perfume on a dog, he's not going to have the same reaction. So let me ask you this. This is a fun one.
Okay.
Have fun with it.
Okay.
What is the best excuse you ever came up with for a no-show?
Oh, God, I've had so many.
So many. Repeat that again.
Okay, but some of them were real and people didn't believe me.
No, fake ones.
Okay, fake ones. My car ran out of gas. That's like a old one. Somebody blocked me in my parking spot. I couldn't find my keys. My car was dead. My battery was dead. I got lost. I got in a car accident. The best one that really did happen, I bought a brand new car, but the gas pedal fell out on the freeway. So I had my foot shoved inside the engine trying to get it to keep going. And I went from 80 to 40 real quick, and I was trying to get to the emergency lane crying. Okay, and people are honking at me, flipping me off, calling me a stupid bitch, and I'm crying. And I finally got to the side, and some guys came and screwed it back on. And I showed up on set, and nobody believed me. I'm like, dude, I almost just died. Like, do you see my face? Do I look like I'm faking? I can't lie for the life of me.
That'd be scary as hell.
It was brand new. Yeah, imagine not being able to accelerate your vehicle.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Crazy. So, any more at the end? Anything unbelievable?
Any more excuses?
I mean, that's an unbelievable. That wasn't an excuse.
Well, they knew when I didn't show up that I went on a bender. It wasn't a fucking secret.
Yeah, that's so. So you didn't show up, but you wouldn't call in.
You know what? Shishi LaRue told me years after the fact. He's like, the worst I ever saw you shot the movie Bankable. And I came back. Everyone was gone. You were face first in your egg salad sandwich. Asleep. He's like, I picked your head up, I wiped it off, I cleaned you up, and then I woke you up and got you a lift home. He's like, I thought that was it. Like, I didn't know if I was going to see you again, you know, because I was really not doing good at that point. And I came home and all my belongings were gone, pawned for crack. He was so high, he was hiding in the closet behind his clothes. It was great.
You have a lot of wild experiences. You should write a book.
I know, I should. I started a book about 10 years ago, and the girl fell for me hard.
Oh, yeah.
And so then it got awkward because I wasn't going to have sex with her. I like girls that look like girls. Thank you.
Oh, do you like girls?
I do, but they have to be hot. Like, I like big boobs and blonde hair. She, like, looked like more like a dude, you know? If I want a dude, I'll get a dude.
Right. Do you date girls? Did you date girls?
I've dated a few, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have a sweet, vulnerable personality, so it's real easy to fall for you or like you.
I just like people think that like I'm like this hard, girl. Like, but I like guys that like throw not like hurt me, but like take control, like come up behind me and just
Guys,
just
guys like me.
Yeah, just like don't give me an option, just pin me down and fuck me. I'm really hard. So yeah, girls I like, but I have to finish with the guy.
All right. So if you had, well, let's just say that you want to give a shout out to somebody like a famous movie star, sports figure, musician, that you want to tell them, hey, I think you're sexy, and I'd like to give you some of the big fat sandwich. So who would you say? Who or how many, or say something? Who do you want to check out or be with?
Who would I like to fuck is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Let's see here. God, they're all old now. The ones I used to really like. Kurt Cobain, but he's dead. He's the only guy that could pull flannel off. Yes. Seriously. Think of a really, really, really hot. Beckham. What's his name? The soccer.
David Beckham.
Oh fuck yeah, he's hot, right? I love tattoos, and he's really hot. Another really super hot guy. I see hot guys all the time, and I'm too afraid to go up and talk to them. I'm weird. Hot. I'm trying to think of runway models. I don't know where to meet guys. Give me some advice.
No, but movie stars I'm talking about. What movie stars that you like? Any movie stars? Any? You like David Beckham?
Brad Pitt, but I don't know like what he looks like now because he goes from fat to. I heard he smells and stuff too. Oh God, what's his name? You know his name. He was in Gilbert Grape. What's he doing?
Oh, Leonardo.
Yeah,
DiCaprio.
But he goes from fat to skinny too. You never know. But he's hot.
Very talented.
Very talented. I don't think I'd be able to carry a good conversation with him because he's so fucking smart.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah. If he spoke my language, it'd be great.
Have you ever heard PT's vocabulary?
Yes.
It's amazing.
I know he's very smart. When we went to Budapest, she found a cockroach in his food.
That must have made him crazy.
We were in Caracas. He jumped out of his seat and started having a panic attack. Like, oh my, take it away, take it away. Like, he went insane. Yeah. He's like, I'm never, ever eating food here again. And we were laughing so hard.
Well, that's funny.
It's just a little protein, PT. Take it easy, bro.
No, thanks.
Okay, who else? Bradley Cooper and Ryan Gosling. I'd fuck them both at once and have fun doing it.
Yeah, all right.
Got a blonde and a brunette right there.
One of the last questions here. What have you heard about TTBoy?
I don't know.
What kind of stories over the years?
You're crazy. About what Bobby told me, which I don't believe anything that comes out of that guy's mouth.
What do you say?
Do you really want to know on the air?
Is it bad? It's bad?
Yeah. He said he used to do stuff and get stuff. I don't know if you want me to say it on the air. I don't think it's true. I think he was jealous of you and he didn't want me working with you, so he made up stories, like that you didn't like. I thought when I found out from Jim that you wanted to interview me, I'm like, really? I'm like, he always hated me. He's like, he loves you. I'm like, really? I'm like, I've spent years wondering why he didn't like me or why I wasn't allowed to work with his brother, and all this time he didn't hate me. He's like, no, he doesn't hate you at all. So Bobby made everything up.
Yeah, I always loved you.
Oh, thank you.
Like I said, like that. I mean, you're always nice. Come on. No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I never let the vivid thing get to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was in my own world, doing my own production, my own company. But, by the time you started moving forward, I was already I wasn't working anymore. So I was finished. As an actor, I worked for myself.
You look good. Like, you can tell that you, got your stuff all in order. Not that you didn't, but according to Bobby, you were a mess.
Really? Wow.
I'll tell you when we get off there.
I was just making a lot of money.
So next time you see him, just be like, really?
Yeah.
Why would you make up, vicious rumors about me? I didn't believe him anyway, so.
A lot of people say a lot of things.
Or they say their fantasies and say it's yours, you know what I mean? He probably fantasized about it.
What else did you hear? Besides, not from him, but some other people.
I didn't really pay attention because I was so unhappy, and with porn, I was so over it. I just, I missed, working with all the old school, guys that I loved working with, and they were all gone pretty much, so.
Oh, yeah, so let me ask you that question. This is one of the last questions. How has the business changed? How much has it changed for the good or the worse?
Worse.
Since you started?
Oh, since I started?
No, since the beginning you started.
Okay. Gonzo in the beginning, my first 2 years were awesome. I had a lot of fun. I loved my job. I got to, play all these awesome roles. I always got the box cover. And then I got to sign with Vivid and do that 8 years. And now that I'm back, it's so hard because I missed that whole 5 years of social media. So now my fans can get to me whenever they want. AVN sucks now because people don't wait hours in line to get your autograph. I would rather go back to doing Gonzo scenes twice a day than what is going on now. Nobody takes pride in their work. Girls don't get their nails done, their hair done. I need my eyebrows done, but you know what I mean? It's like, this is your image forever. Right. Make sure you realize that because this is forever. It'll haunt you forever.
I mean, you were a superstar. You're like a model, like a regular, like you could have been a fashion model. You're up there at the top.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
I told my first mainstream magazine.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of it.
Everybody's got to hit Briana up on Instagram and Twitter. What's your Twitter handle?
Official Briana6 is my Twitter, you guys. Please follow me. I put up so much naughty shit, and I do live OnlyFans stuff, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. $9.99 a month gets you a lot. I have over 800 videos on there.
Wow.
Yes.
So did you hear about the ban on vapes, flavored vapes? Yeah, there's a ban is coming out, I guess, because the flavor vapes were hurting people or something to that effect.
Really?
Yes, but anyways, today we have some vapes here.
Sweet.
A company,
Ooh.
Ooh, donated some vapes. It's called Bonsai. You ready to check it out?
Yep. I have to get a picture with you. I haven't seen you in so long. Too bad you're not shooting anymore. There's no guys shooting. It sucks.
Really?
They can perform.
You guys don't perform good?
I hate like the 18-year-olds that think they like need to fuck me when there's no camera anywhere around. It's like you're like a 12-year-old, dude.
So just push the button and pull, right? You know how to do it?
Yeah. I have the same one. You know who Shelly is, right? Of course. Is a PA. Good.
It's good?
Woo. Good lordy.
It's wrong?
Woo-hoo.
So I just want to thank Briana for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks, Briana, so much for coming.
You are so welcome.
And it's
I had a really good time. It was so good catching up with you. I don't think we've ever had a real conversation. Huh? I don't think we've ever been sober. This is refreshing.
Every time I saw you, it was great. So,
Yeah.
anyways, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. It's nice to see you and, talk, chit-chat,
Yeah.
catch up.
Thanks a million.
Thank you.
And
Thank you to all my fans. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys supporting me this last year with my depression, and I'm thankful that you guys didn't judge me. I really appreciate it, and I love you. So please keep following my Instagram, Briana Banks 6, and my Twitter, official Briana 6, and I will be getting my ManyVids and my Pornhub and all the other stuff that's been stolen under my name back soon. So I'll keep you posted. Thank you, and I love you.
peace out.
Peace out.
TTBoy TV, goodbye.
Cool.